Okay, so all beach sprinters, you're now getting marshalled. So down at the blue Sunsmart tent, all beach sprinters. And anyone who's in a 1K beach run team, you also should be down at the blue Sunsmart tent. So this is just about the last call. We need to get things ready for a 10 o'clock start. Beach sprinters, you'll be running soon, and 1K teams, you need to be registered right now.
Hello folks, if you just turned up here to Secret Harbour Beach, it's just ticked over 20 minutes to 10 o'clock. So we're about 20 minutes away from going live with our commentary and with our broadcast to My Beach. If you haven't been to the WA Surf League before, presented by Sunsmart, enjoy today. We are commentating to a live audience today at mybeach.com.au, and all of the graphics and all the camera work will be broadcast to people watching at home. And there'll be highlights packages for you to watch a little bit later on. So a welcome to all the spectators, to all the teams who've come down here today. This wind has been pretty steady since early this morning. It's probably dropped off a little tiny bit since about 7 o'clock. But it'll just make for a really good day's racing today, as it looks like we see one of our gun competitors, Keris Graham, just warming up there on the pink ski, coming in over the gutter. So that's a long extended gutter there. And this is the Anstey and Secret Harbour surf beaches. So there's plenty to do today for the competitors. Just a final reminder, if you are in the 1K beach run today, it's a 2-lap run. Truey, it's a 2-lap run down the beach, down to the heading north, starting between the two orange flags, heading north, 2 laps. They'll come back past the finish chute here, past the Sunsmart finish chute to finish. So 14 teams in today. Bit of a different style and format of our teams for today's Surf League racing. A few teams, combined teams, a few teams have got other competitors in other teams, but all about a good day's racing. Mostly no heats, straight into it, straight into the finals. And we're about 20 minutes away.
And don't forget, if you're asked for an interview by myself or Simon, we're not asking for complicated answers. Just we'll try and keep the questions pretty simple, but don't be afraid. Let us know how you went in the race, how you felt. We'll try and keep things moving along pretty quickly. But again, don't be afraid to have a chat. We'll put the microphone right up to your mouth, speak nice and clearly, and try and make the answers more than one word would be great. So we're, as Simon said, live streaming starting at 10 a.m, but also pre-recording some interviews that you might hear, pre-recording some introductions and the opening remarks for the race. So we'll be doing that soon. And we're also, this is looking to get packaged up for presentation later on, maybe via one of the sports channels or an online surf channel. So tiny bit different than last year, but don't forget, we're here to call good races and ask a few questions. So make sure you race hard. And again, don't be afraid or embarrassed if we come up and ask you a question. The viewers and the people on the beach, they want to hear what you're thinking and how your race went.
All beach sprinters down to the marshalling area. Thanks, Moz. All beach sprinters down to the marshalling area today. The beach runners as well, the 1K beach runners and the beach sprinters, please head to the blue tent straight away. If you've just turned up at the beach, we need you down here immediately with your surf cap on. Too, folks, come down and see us down here immediately. Not far away. Jackson Simons will join us on the microphone today. So Jacko just resting up that knee. Big weekend in the Australian Surf League last week for Charlie Rigby and Jacko Simons. So the flying tradesman Jacko Simons joining us on the microphone today during the beach sprints and the flags as well. So that's good. We'll be running just about virtually all finals today, everyone. So it should be very entertaining. Around about 20 minutes to start time.
And I've just seen Steve Bird walking up the beach, Olympian and gun ski paddler. We saw him have a good season last year in the Surf League and at the States. Picked up a win at last year's States in the open ski. So he'll be out there again, one of the team captains as well. So Surfboat's moving into, I think, their last round. So we'll know the finalists for the A and the B final very soon. And I think at this stage they're going to be moving down into the main arena. So we'll see some spectacular surfboat racing right in front of everyone.
Booth, so just a reminder to all the competitors, once you finish your warm-up with your ski or your board, just take your board and your ski back to your tent, to your team tent, because the run will be going through on the beach side. So as long as you're behind where, once you finish your warm-up, your board, your ski, put your craft back up behind the tents today, because we are about to start the run, and the run will come along the beach line today, along between the water and all of our setup here. So once you finish your warm-up, take your craft back up to your team tent. Thank you. Just a reminder, everyone, once you've finished warming up today, if you can get your craft back up to your team tent so we can clear the beach for our 2-lap beach run.
Okay, so the beach sprinters first heats is about to start. So make sure you're down there, or you may miss, or you will miss out if you're not down there in the next few seconds. And then just a reminder, 1K beach sprint teams. We can see them milling around the start area. You need to be registered now. You're our first event right on 10 a.m. So beach sprinters, I can see you heading down, which is good. First heat's on the line. And 1K team run. You need to be down there in your teams and registered.
We're not far away from going live, everyone, so we're going to mybeach.com.au. So just a couple of final marshalling calls. If you can make sure when you finish your warm-up, your ski or your board is not on the run course, because the runners will be coming back very soon. It's a 2-lap run course, and we are kicking off very soon. Our first event of the WA Surf League about to kick off very soon. Well, welcome everybody. Everyone watching at home on mybeach.com.au. Welcome to Secret Harbour. This is the first race of 3 for the 2019-20 summer. I'm here with Grant True. I'm Simon Beaumont. First race here at Secret Harbour. Then we go to Scarborough. Then we go to Sorrento. Heading into... Doesn't feel like summer today, Chewy.
No, look, you're right, but it must be Surf League time. Christmas lights are up out the front of the house. The elf's on the shelf. And I'm pretty excited for round 1 of the Surf League.
Can't wait. We've had a week of blistering temperatures here in Perth, a couple of 40-degree pluses, 4 days in a row over 35. But we turn up here at Secret Harbour, predicting 27 degrees, but the wind's in, Truey, isn't it? And it's from the north, so this should make for some good racing today.
Yeah, look, normally we do get a sea breeze if we get any wind here, but from the north it's a little bit tricky. And we are at Secret Harbour, one of my favourite beaches in WA. We've got a great bank, we've got probably a small to moderate surf, but we've just been seeing some of the guys warming up and the surf boats in action, and it's going to make a big difference today.
14 teams. This competition's been run. This is the third summer where we've had this particular format. Straight into finals, so very, very exciting racing right through the next couple of hours. We've got some big names here today and a few changes to some of the teams. 14 teams in total from the metropolitan area and from regional WA as well. The 33 WA surf clubs well represented here today. Who are some of the names you're looking out for today, Truey?
Yeah, so we've just seen Jake Smith, current Australian team member. He's done his warm-up. He's looking very fit and obviously primed for a great race. Steve Bird, Olympian in the kayaks. He's paddling the ski today. And then you can't go past Dan Humble. He's going to be pushing him hard in that ski race.
Yeah, so some of the Surf League names to watch out for today. Keris Graham from Trig, or she should be a standout today. We do have the Ironman races back on today. The ski is the Blue Ribbon spectacular event, but we've got some great beach sprinters as well. Gabby Murphy's here. Tommy Nolan, of course, is state and Australian champion as well. So lots of really good names to take us through the course of the day. You'll be able to see it all on our screens and through our cameras. Lots of graphics and lots of ways you can follow the event today on mybeach.com.au and further down the track. We're not far away from kicking off. First iconic event today is the 1K beach run. The 14 teams are allowed 4 competitors, Grant.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a combination of male, female, senior members and junior members. So again, it's testing that depth of that club's 1K beach sprint. So we've seen it at the endurance. It's an Australian championship race, and it is quite a unique team event. We don't see the team event at the Aussies. So it is a WA unique event, and it's a great start. It's spectacular. There's probably about 40 to 50 competitors running at the same time.
Yeah, so we'll kick that off very soon. The first of our events here. Welcome to Secret Harbour. The breeze is in, the waves are up. We're not far away from the action beach run. So just to all of our competitors down here today, Truey and I are doing a couple of recorded interviews to start things off. So if you hear us repeating a couple of intros, that's what's happening. But once we go live with the events, we are going live throughout. So if you do hear us early on, we're just doing a couple of recorded interviews for our different social media platforms. We're not far away from the first of the events. The beach sprints are underway, the heats. Looks like they're running up into the wind over there, Truey. So tough little sprint for them today, bit of a strength run. And the first leg of the 1K beach run will be into that headwind as well, flying home with a tailwind, hopefully. Just a reminder to all our competitors, once you finish your warm-up, please put your skis back up near the tent. Make sure that your skis, your craft, don't end up on the run course.
Okay, just while we're not live, for those 1K beach running teams, I'm just going to go over the...
Chuck a lefty and run under the Sunsmart banner and go out into your second lap. And when you run down again, back in and turn a left, and that's your finish. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. Down, back, in through the arch here. That completes one lap, and you do that on the second lap as well. Everyone okay with that? You go onto the beat far end. You're flat clear, can't there? You can run. One more time. I'll explain it one more time. Please listen. It's really easy. You run down, all three flags. You can use any part of the beach you wish. All three flags, they should be on your right. You go around, come back, use any part of the beach you want to. When you get back here after the first lap, you go left under the arch. That's one lap, and then you go down again. You finish under the banner. You finish under the finish arch, okay? All right, is everyone okay with that? That's the final time. Thank you. Welcome to the WA Surf League for the first time in 2019-20. First of 3 races. We're here, then we're Scarborough, then we're Sorrento. Magnificent day down here at Secret Harbour, Tree. The wind's in, the waves are up. Can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, great conditions down here today. And look, Christmas lights are up out the front of everyone's house. The elf's on the shelf. Round 1 for Surf League. And our first event's seconds away.
Yeah, we go to the beach run first up. Enjoy, everyone. This is race 1 or series of the series, the WA Surf League. Thank you to Sunsmart.
So 1K beach teams coming up. They've got 4 members in each team. It's a 1K course and it's a spectacular start to Surf League. So some of the teams to watch in here, obviously Swanboard Netherlands, very strong in the beach K teams and individually. Scarborough's got some great young runners. Ben Johnson did really well in the endurance. And we've also got, don't forget, Trig Island. They've got their 1 team here today, chasing points, trying to head off City of Perth Red, who have taken out the last 2 years of the Surf League. So this all-important team points, extra points because it is a team event. And these guys are just getting the legs warmed up. Last-minute jitters. They've seen their boat crews racing through the heats. And it's a great start for the teams and a great start for the Surf League down at Secret Harbour. My favourite beach in WA. We've got a great bank, bit of a northwesterly wind, and then we're soon to get this race underway.
So fantastic footage we can see on our screens right now. The open mixed 1 kilometre beach run. Thanks to Sunsmart WA Surf League. All in readiness here. You can see all shapes and sizes on the start line of the run. It is a 2-lap run down here today. And as you can see the flags fluttering in the background, and you can see from the overhead shots just how windy it is down here today. Chewy, I reckon it's probably blowing about sort of that 25 knots or so, isn't it? I reckon you know a little bit more about this than me, I would think, but around about 25 knots or so coming out of the northwest.
Yeah, that's right. Northwest wind, a little bit unusual for WA. We normally see a southwest wind. So if you're looking out to the ocean, it's normally coming from the left and out to sea. Today, it's coming from the right. 20 to 25 knots. I don't think it's going to get that much stronger, but as the tide changes, so will the surf conditions change. Down where the boaties are rowing, they've got some good surf coming through, and it's going to make a big difference here in the water arena.
There's our overhead shot there, and you can see the tents in the background. They are all the team tents, and you can see all the ski craft lined up ready to go. We are not far away from our open mixed K beach run, so you can see the different club colours and club hats there on our start line. So Trig, the green, red and white. We can see Scarborough there as well, the yellow, black and white. You can see Northcott, always prominent, aren't they, Truey? The blue and white stripes of Northcott. City of Perth in the red and white as well, and the Secret Harbour guys too. The Sorrento caps, the blue and yellow on the far right of screen there, so not far away from the 1K beach start. We'll go right through today with streaming live now to mybeach.com.au. So as you can see, just a couple of minutes past 10, so we are right on time. Some beautiful smiling faces on the start line there, Truey. Lots of juniors in here today, Truey, I suspect. A lot of the young guns get to strut their stuff in the first race.
Yeah, that's right. This is a team event, so it's a male and female combination. It's a senior member and a junior member combination. And just looking at this beach that the course is run over, it's quite different to West Australian other metro beaches. So we see, the beaches at Northcott and City, Scarborough and Triggs, they're real soft sand. It's really dry and soft underfoot. Down here at Secret Harbour, it's a bit more of the beaches that we're used to over on the Gold Coast. It's hard sand. It's quite compacted because we've had a high tide. So this is going to be a real quick race today. Minimal soft sand or lots of hard sand.
Far away, Truey. So on our shot now, you can see the competitors are good to go. There'll be lots of support from the different teams. One of the great things about today is you can see the waves in the background of that shot as the runners move up to their orange flags for their 2-lap run today, and you can see. In the background, you can see the Indian Ocean just powering across that bank. So all in readiness here, Truey. I'll get you to call the start. The runners good to go for the open mix 1 kilometre run to get the WA Surf League off to a flyer here at Secret Harbour.
Yeah, they're just getting their final commands. They're in the starters' hands. We're going on a whistle today, not a gun. And we're seconds away from a start. First race, 1K beach team race. as you'd expect, pretty even start. This is the tough part of the race.
So tools, how to choose any.
250 metres down, 250 metres back. That means they get to see where the other competitors are. We see the first lot coming up into the...
You can see from our overhead shots, we are now down at the finish line and seeing the Sunsmart. They go under the Sunsmart banner. A lot of points here. It's a race in two now, Truey, so our early leader from Sorrento has dropped off the pace ever so slightly, but we got two contrasting styles, as we can see on our drone cam.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. And don't forget, this is a team event. So it's not just where your first competitor finishes, it's more likely to be where your third and fourth competitor finish. So it's no good having someone right down the back and two people right up the front. From the early signs, it looks like it could be Swanboard Netherlands. Sorrento are well placed in the points, and Cottesloe had two runners in the top five. So that's what it takes to win these points type team events. So they're not far from a finish. Back on the hard sand, coming up to the arch soon.
Paced this really well, Truey. We can see from our shots now as he runs past the field. He's run really well here. So our early leader from Sorrento has dropped off. So let's bring in the first of our winners today, folks. Swanbourne will take out the first of the 1K runs, but the all-important team points still to come behind. Beautiful running style. Heads in under the finish arch now. Swanbourne take out the first race. Well done, mate. Very, very good run indeed. Paced it beautifully. Scarborough there as well, and Sorrento in third, we reckon. So really strong finish. So a couple of red and white caps up there early, Truey, and the first female across the line comes across in third overall. Beautifully paced.
Yeah, that's right. Swanboard Netherlands, two in the top three. That's an amazing start for points. We're just going to see where the rest of the runners coming down. Mullaloo, Cottesloe, and we see the first of the trig competitors coming through. But they're bunched up in the middle, so they're still going to be right up in the points. City of Perth done well, probably three in the top. I'm going to probably call that top 12. Scarborough, and then we look back to Northcott, Mullaloo, and some more trigs competitors. So really tight at the top. We saw a sprint finish, and it's not over till you get your chest across that line.
You can see from the overhead shots on our screen now and our finish line cam, the athletes are pretty spent. So there's a few sprinters in there as well, Truey. So some of these guys are just going in to make up numbers. But I'll tell you what, Swanee have had a ripper there. They've picked up first in the boys and first in the girls. And we might try and get you some interviews in just a moment. So at this stage, early doors, Swanbourne have got off to a flyer. But it is all about the teams. As you can see, plenty of camaraderie there. The two Swanbourne winners congratulating themselves on our screen now. True, might see if we can get your microphone across there to pick up a couple of chats with our winners from Swanbourne if we can. So well done to all of the guys who picked up some points for their teams today. And Grant True is down with our winners. And I think both of these guys from Swanee, that's a first for the WA Surf League, I would think. Grant True will shortly be with our winners down at the finish line from the open mixed 1 kilometre run. So you, Grant True, with our winners. Yeah, look, we've got a couple of tied competitors here. An amazing start for Swanboard Netherlands. The first male and the first female, both from that club. Amazing race. You're about 6-7 foot tall. It's an amazing style to see you run. It looks like you enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed definitely a bit of a shorter run. I think we had the 4K enduro. We did the SVN run over at Swanee, the 2K. It's nice to do something a bit sprintier and just kind of really pick up the pace in the last lap, yeah.
And the first female competitor, Bernadette, also from Swanboard Netherlands. Tell us about the course, a little bit different to soft sand.
Yeah, well, I definitely prefer hard sand, so I was happy to duck back down onto the hard sand on the way back because I always think even if it's a bit further, it's always worth it.
And have you guys got any other races you're in for the club later on today?
Yeah, jump in the ski, have a go. We'll see how we do.
Very good. From the beach of the ski, and Bernadette, yourself?
No, I'm too uncoordinated.
Okay, so Bernadette's going to be cheering on. Good luck for the ski race later on. And well done, Swanee. First for the males and first for the females.
Yeah, well done. So Rodri Simmons, Marcel Baird's name up there as well. These are the 1K runs. And Bernadette Williams was third overall, everybody. So you can see the results up on the screen now. Rodri Simmons, good run from him from Swanbourne Netherlands. Marcel Baird from Cottesloe in second. Bernadette in third. Tyson Wright picked up well from City Red. Kai Boswick from Sorrento and Riley Summers. Johan Simansky, Harrison Webster in eighth. Tom Harvey from Mullaloo Blue in ninth. And Declan Cook from the Sorrento Stingrays, rounding out our top 10. So well done to Roger. And a great run from Bernadette Williams. We've seen her on the podium before here at the WA Surf League. Thanks to Sunsmart. Make sure you are sun protected when you are training or preparing for surf competition or even competing, and our spectators as well. Make sure you slip, slop, slap today. So the results just ticking through on the bottom of our screen there. First of the events done. So we'll shortly go over to the beach sprint. Some of the gun runners in the WA Surf League. You can see from our overhead shots there, you can see the flags working really hard in that northwesterly. Nice big crowd down here for Secret Harbour for the first of our races. So the 1K run done and run. And Truey, lots of people going in that to pick up points for their team.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen not just the longer distance specialists. We've seen some beach sprinters. We've seen some of the ski paddlers and the swimmers filling those teams. All important points. It's double points and extra points for a team event today. So it's really, really important. And don't forget, we've got a jam-packed calendar of events, not just throughout the year, but today. We've got lots of events. We're going to see the skis, the boards, the boats have finished their heats. They're going to be coming down for finals soon. And then we're into the swim and beach flags.
So once again on our screen, the results of the open mixed 1 kilometre run up on screen there. So a nice little start from the Swanbourne Nedlands team. Bernadette Williams has taken out this event before in previous summers. So she ran really well, Bernadette, today. She bided her time. She ran a stronger second half than the first half. A lot of the young guys took it out pretty hard, but the experience and the endurance of Bernadette Williams, seeing her the first female home in third place overall and the only girl inside the top 10. So very shortly, we go to the second of our events, which is the beach sprint. We are fortunate that today we'll have Jackson Simons doing some commentary with us. So Jacko had a win last week in the Australian Surf League, so he's in good form, but he's just resting up that niggly knee of his, and he'll be with us in just a moment on the microphone to have a look at the beach sprint. Truey, how's that wind going down there on the beach? We can see in the background shot, we can see the flags working really hard, the Sunsmart flags working hard. That wind's still out of the northwest.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely not letting up. If anything, it's probably pushing the surf down a little bit. So depending on what the tide does later, it's going to be a little bit interesting. So I think we've got board paddlers coming up soon, and some of the ones to watch, particularly in the females. Soraya Lee, superstar from Mullaloo. Nikita Friednay, she's going to be going around. She had some great board paddles last year. Keris Graham is always there in the board, particularly in these conditions. I think this is going to suit her. But she's got a pretty big calendar of events today. So we'll have to see how she backs up. The boats are finished. Finals on soon. And then we're into the boards.
Away from so we can see our marshalling. You can just see down on the beach now the ski paddlers are just about to make a start in the first of the events. So, in fact, it's the board. I'm sorry, it's the board down there. So, Truey will bring us that start. Jackson Simons has stepped into the commentary position and mate, having a little rest today to rest up that niggly knee. But nice work from you last week in the Australian Surf League. How do you go as a spectator, mate?
It's really different, obviously, spectating. You're just trying to help out the team and give them advice where you can. And, you know, it's really good. We've got a young team racing today in the two Sorrento teams. So hopefully Christian and Tyson can get some good races under their belts. And same with Serena and Amy in the beach sprints.
We're looking forward to hearing some of your experts' commentary today, mate, when the flags and the beach is on. So a little bit of a chat about last week, if we can. You're a monster competitor. You love competition. You love the summer when you get to stretch it out. So how did last week go for you and Charlie Rigby from WA?
You know, it went really well. We went 1-2 in the sprint, and Matt Lloyd from Northcote got 5th, and he was pretty close to 3rd, so it would have been pretty good to go 1-2-3 and show the East Coast that we're really rallying around on the beach and getting some good results there. But then to see some of the water guys as well, like Will win the swim, Dan and Jamie win the ski relay, and you know, we really actually showed the East Coast that we can mix it with them and that we are a bit of a force to be reckoned with when it comes to state team later this year, and hopefully we can sort of challenge for that 2nd and 3rd spot and really mix it with New South Wales and Queensland.
Jackson Simons on commentary with us, and I'm Simon Beaumont. Jacko, we can see the boards, the competitors getting ready to go. How do you go in the water, mate? Is there any form at all once you go in the Indian Ocean?
Back in my day when I was in under 12s, I somehow jagged a nice bronze medal in the board race, but ever since then I've sort of given it up and try to leave on a bit of a high with a bronze medal, and just leave it to the guys out there now like Wes Gould to mix it in. They got Will Savage, I think Ethan Jackson, Matt Collis and Kelly racing today, so those boys will be really battling it out on the board. Yeah,
it'd be good to watch today, won't it? Jackson Simon's with us today, helping us out with some commentary. Just finally, mate, we will get some more commentary once the flags and the sprint finals start. A different beach here, isn't it, to all the other beaches? So you have to get used to the conditions. When you look at this beach down here at Secret Harbour, what do you see and what do you think?
Yeah, obviously it's a beach we don't race at a whole lot. Obviously we race around the metro beaches a fair bit, so you're sort of used to conditions and what can come out. And I think this beach here, it's actually a lot softer than where probably you'd expect it to be, but it's a nice even track and it should deliver some good results, I think, today. Well
done, mate. We'll see you back there. Thanks for having a chat to us. Look forward to you joining us in commentary today. Well done.
No worries, thank you.
Jacko Simons, the Australian gun, the West Australian gun. We're about to go down to the start of our next event. Chewy, you're on the beach. Good to go.
Yeah, I'm right down in the main arena here at Secret Harbour. We've got our first of the water events underway, the female Ironwoman. So we're going to be seeing board, swim, ski. It's not the longest course today, but it is going to be testing. We've got nothing but white water and waves all the way out. So it's going to be a hard slog. They're going to turn that can, particularly on the craft and the board and the ski. They're going to be getting runs and waves all the way in. So some of the competitors to watch today are reigning Western Australian champion Keris Graham, Soraya Lee, Nikita Friedenay. They're going to be the ones to watch here. Very, very strong on the craft, and then Soraya very strong in the water. So it's probably going to be a battle between the swim specialist and the craft specialist. They're getting their final commands. This is going to be an exciting race. I can't wait to see how the footage goes.
Great to see it at the beginning of the schedule too, Truey, isn't it? We see our overhead shots now from our drone cam. You can see the conditions there. That's that long gutter we've been talking about. So there's a fair bit happening here. This is a surf beach here in Western Australia. This is the old Anstey Beach, and now the home of the Secret Harbour Surf Lifesaving Club. But you can see from the overhead shots there's a really long run into the beach, and the wind is pumping today, sort of that 25 to 30 knots. So great to see the Ironman back on the schedule for the WA Surf League. And truly, that wind coming out of the north. And just letting you know from our drone shots, mate, it looks a beautiful sight today overlooking this. The sun is coming in and out, but it is a day we need to be sun smart and sun protected. But you can see the marshals there taking the girls through their final paces. So great thing about Ironman is we never know what order the event's going to be until the marshals decide. True, what do you know from down there? What order are we going in?
Yeah, so it is board, swim, ski today. So they're going to start off on the boards. And just for those watching from home, watching from over east, around the world, when we talk about the wind direction today, the ladies and the guys, when they're going out to sea, they're heading west. So a nor'wester is coming from the right and head on. And so that's what we're talking about here. Over east, it's a different direction, obviously. But again, it's a nor'wester today and a little tiny wave.
Just got the surf conditions up on our screen here now, Truey. So it's currently 21 degrees. It actually feels slightly warmer than that. Water temp 22, 23. All of the competitors saying it's beautiful once you're in the water. All in your readiness down here. Surf height getting up to about 1.8 metres. And the wind currently 25 k's an hour. All in your readiness back to the start line and you, Grant True.
Yeah, jam-packed field. Every team represented here. They're in the starters' hands. You watch this start. It's all on for race one, the Open Iron Women.
So the away, Truey sets them off a race starter. So on the far side of the course, Truey, on the northern side of the course, a good start from and a little bit of drama further back. So a couple of girls go out, but a couple of over on the northern side, we can see on our overhead shots, our drone shots, one of the Ironman competitors has got away, and we'll try and bring you a little bit more as they come into camera range just with regard. So it's the trig competitor has got away. Truey, who do you like there?
Yeah, that's right. So that's Keris Graham. Now what she's done is she's used the rip and then she's cutting back left in to avoid that white water. That's really, really smart racing. And again, when you've been racing as long as Keris has, they're the little tricks and tips you pick up. So she's already off to a great start while she's going over that with some energy.
Yeah, nice smart racing for her, but she has got company there, Truey. So she's one of the other competitors has come across from the southern part of the course, but she is now moving towards the cans for the first time. So fantastic shots as she approaches the cam. We've got the overhead drone on the Sunsmart Live overhead drone, Grant True, and it looks fantastic. So it looks like a race in two at this stage. Keris very dominant on the board over the last couple of Surf League series, hasn't she?
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, she's not a known swim specialist. She really enjoys the craft. She's telling me she's having fun paddling the boards and the skis. And I tell you what, they're going to be having fun out there because these waves are still coming through. We see the last competitors from, I think that's Swanbourne, just popping over. Now, we saw what Keris did on the way out. Let's have a look what she does on the way in. Where is she taking those runs? We've got some great footage, so hopefully we'll see a cracker wave on the way in.
It looks awesome from our drone cam, Truey, as we see Keris and I think one of the Mullaloo just having trouble just getting an eye on that, but getting across the top now. So Keris choosing to go down onto her stomach for going across the top of the apex there. So she makes her can now, and she'll now start these little runs back in. So Truey, got to get around that can well if you can and get the runs home.
So particularly in the board, it's probably going to be the easiest part of this whole Iron Women on the way in. Once you're on a wave, you can relax a lot. On the ski, you've got to be paying attention. You've got to be looking where the runs are coming from because you can slew. In the swim, you're working hard. Look at this wave. Great wave, 2 on that. That's going to put a big gap in this race.
Yeah, that's a good surf skills there, isn't it, from Keris and the other competitor. So we'll try and bring you another name there from, you can see the great camera shots as they are now across the gutter. It's a long run, isn't it, Truey, across that gutter, so trying to get the maximum. You can see further out in the course, there's actually some white caps further out on the course, so pretty strong conditions for the athletes getting out. So Keris Graham, as we thought, near the heading the field, and she just gets that little second wave there, Truey. Just gives her that 10-metre gap. She hits the sand first here at Secret Harbour.
Yeah, so she worked across that bank. Really, really important, and that's put a 5 to 10 metre lead. So Keris Graham coming around first. The rest of the field didn't get a wave, so they're a long, long way back now, heading into the swim. Pretty exciting part of this race.
So race in 2. So you just see Keris Graham on our camera shots just looking over her right-hand shoulder now. She looks like she's going in without the goggles, but just dolphining across this bank. And this looks like a race in 2 at this stage in the open female Ironman competition. But plenty of applause for the other competitors that come through just on our camera. City Beach, Mullaloo coming through there as well. And down to you, Truey.
Yeah, so that's right. So that's Ashley Booker from Sorrento in second place, chasing down Keris. We see the ladies just running in and heading to the right to allow for that wind. And Nikita Friednay from City of Perth in third position. And Soraya Lee, great run there and a real hard start in that swim. She's come up into fourth position.
She is the Gun Ocean swimmer, Soraya Lee, isn't she? We watched her improve over the last 3 surf leagues, and this magnificent shot, Drew. You just get you get a sense of the strength and fitness required for an event like this as they plough through the waves. Keris Graham with that beautiful surf stroke, no goggles, but she's got company there as well. So it looks like a race in 2. And they do have the ski leg to come. But even further out across that gutter, they do have a second wave. A second wave they have to go through, Truey. Keris Graham just opening up a little bit of a lead, as we can see from our overhead drone cam.
Just as these swimmers are making their way out across that little bank, we see some of them standing up. The waves aren't going to be a problem for them today. It's going to be more about the drift and the chop, just messing around with the direction. Hands are nice and big and yellow out the back, so they'll be able to see them. But again, it's finding the right line, and a lot of the male competitors who are up next, they'll be watching and checking out this drift.
Slightly north and then getting herself back across. So the swimmer from Trigg now finds herself in heading towards the can and angling across. And all the surf skills, the overhead shots, Chewy, are absolutely beautiful. I know you're down on the beach. We're calling it from our central commentary spot here at the Sunsmart WA Surf League. So second and third, first with the Trig cap just coming through. Soraya Lee's working her way through beautifully there, True. We knew she's a gun swimmer, isn't she? And Keris Graham hits the can now at the apex of the course. Nice, healthy lead for Keris Graham.
Yeah, that's right. Now, just to give you an idea about this drift for people watching from home, these ladies, they started about 50 metres to the right and they're 50 metres to the left by the time they hit the can. So that's 100 metres different that they've got to swim. So the guys will be looking at that, and if you have a look at them from the drone, you can see them all having to come and work their way back up to the right. They're now swimming into a headwind. This is hard work. So as I said, in the board, when they got to catch a wave, they got a little rest. They were still thinking, but they do get a rest. In the swim, it's hard work all the way in. Even if you get a big wave, you've got to keep your head down and you're kicking the whole way. There's no easy part in this swim. They've got a little bank which they might be able to run on, and then they've got the last 20 metres of that deep water trough, and then they've got to run around into the soft sand and back out onto the skis. This is a hard race, but I know every competitor out there is loving having this surf and chop, just to make it interesting, make it a little bit of fun.
So, Truey, just looking at our overhead shots, the footage is absolutely amazing for the people watching on my beach at home and for people watching this as a highlights package. Keris Graham in second. Soraya Lee has moved up into third, but has gone in a slightly different direction. So Soraya Lee in third. Nikita Freydenay from City is now in second. So great run to the line, and Ash Booker in third from the City of Perth. So Keris Graham now making her way in magnificent shots overhead. Soraya Lee just got an absolute white cap there, but she's just working hard to try and get herself on a wave. This is where the surf skills of the girls will come in, as you can see. You can see Nikita Freydenay in second there, working super hard, the up-and-coming young superstar, but she has made up a lot of ground on Keris Graham. So Keris just in a little bit of dead water at the moment, and Soraya Lee just pushing through in third as well. Ash Booker has dropped off. Nikita Freydenay gets a little bit of a wave as they come into the wave zone. Keris Graham working hard. Nikita Freydenay gets herself on a wave there, Truey. She goes past Keris Graham into the lead, and that is, you can hear the crowd in the background. They love that. They love the waves. They love the surf playing a part. So City of Perth pretty happy with that, Truey. Nikita Freydenay, nice little wave there, and she will hit the sand first.
Yeah, look, and that's what these conditions bring to this race. It's quite amazing. These swimmers were probably 2 to 3 metres either side of each other. Nikita got a wave, Soraya got a wave, Keris, in this instance, missed the wave. So it's quite amazing. You've got to keep your wits about you, and it's anyone's race in these type of conditions.
So Nikita Freydenay comes under the Sunsmart banner now to the applause of her teammates in the crowd. They loved what they saw there. Nikita Freydenay has been so good, the teenager, making her way into the water. She's working hard on the sand, Truey. She goes to the ski now. In second place, coming up the beach now, is Keris Graham from the Trigg Island Surf Club. But Soraya Lee, I reckon, has gone past her as well. So Soraya Lee moves into second. Don't count Keris Graham out on the ski, Truey.
Right, Simon, she's a very strong ski paddler. And again, like I said, she loves these conditions. Nikita's a very fit young athlete, but she's still working on her surf skills. And we see a wave coming out the back. Keris knows where she needs to sit. Soraya Lee, she's been working hard on her ski. Her mum's a very good ski paddler, so I know that there's some talent there. She's just got to harness it, work through this early break. So the first of the waves there for Nikita, she's just going to be popping up. What they'll be doing is they'll be trying to look and see what's coming out the back, when to make their run, when to time their run over the waves. We can see one more maybe for Nikita to get over, and that might cause a little bit of trouble for second and third.
Meg Warren has just gone into the water in fifth. In fourth place is Ash Booker from Trigg. So fantastic overhead shots. And I tell you what, Nikita Freydenay, we know she's working on the ski. Keris Graham just gets herself through that with a great strength. But Nikita Freydenay from the City of Perth has navigated her way out through the wave zone beautifully, Truey. She now finds herself in clear water with only her and the can in sight. Keris Graham has been pounded by a couple of waves, but she's managed to stay upright because she's such a gun and so experienced. But Nikita Freydenay, courtesy of a bit of a wave in the swim leg, as we look at our overhead shots now, she is powering out towards that cam, and she's going to be pretty tough to stop from there, I would have thought. Great racing here in the Open Female Ironman. Yeah, and Simon, the thing about it, and for those watching from home, it's really hard to, I suppose, get across just how hard it is when you're in that inside bank. If you're getting hit by waves, every stroke's got to be hard. Every stroke's got to have the power, and you've got balance. Your core strength is working over time. If you're out the back, you're into your rhythm, nice long strokes, nice powerful strokes, where those that are inside the bank getting hit by waves, it's really hard work.
So it's a race in one with Nikita out the front. She's still got that bank to negotiate and the waves. But the other three, looks like it might be Keris and Soraya in second and third. They're going to be eyeing off a wave. It's going to come down to surf skills on the way in.
Drone overhead shots amazing here at the Sunsmart WA Surf League. Nikita Freydenay is across the apex tree and she is powering in. She'll turn into the beach now and get those northwesterly runs coming in. She looks fantastic as she works away and tries to get herself onto some little runs. So you can see her on the shot there. She's always been a gun, always showed a lot of promise as a teenager, hasn't she, coming through the junior ranks. And this is a great performance from her. Race on for second out there, Truey, because Keris Graham from Trig, Soraya Lee out there as well. And they've got company, so Ash Booker not far out of the picture as well. But Nikita Freydenay comes across the wave bank now, Truey, and I'll throw back to you. This will be a big win for her. This has been a really good performance.
Yeah, so she's negotiated that bank really well. She didn't wait for a massive wave. She just worked hard onto a run, and that's just pushed her right through this trough. Pretty commanding win here for Nikita. Good points for the City of Perth Red team. Keris Graham coming across here. Soraya Lee working hard. But here we see, crossing the finish line, Nikita Freydenay, amazing race. First points for the girls.
Yeah, great shots on our finish line camera here. Well done to Nikita Freydenay. The crowd went wild. Coming up onto the sand now is Keris Graham. Great race from the gun. Let's bring her in. Keris Graham from the Trig Island Surf Club. Beautiful bit of racing from Keris. She shows all of her skill to get out through that wave bank in the ski leg. Soraya Lee picks up third. So Soraya Lee comes across the line. And great performance from her. So two of the up-and-coming stars. Well, just keep an eye on the fourth and fifth place Truey here on our camera before we throw to you at the finish line with our winner. So we think another Trig Island competitor home. I think it's Ash Booker. And we'll try and bring you those. But just in closing, so a few competitors still out there, but what a great race it was. The surf conditions provide for some very exciting and spectacular racing. Not far away from the open male Ironman, and Truey is down here with a very happy winner.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Down in the main arena here, just under the finishing arch. Winner for the first water event, Nikita Freydenay. Amazing race. Do you love these conditions or what?
Oh, I'm a bit scared, I'm not going to lie. I don't really like waves because I'm still new to the ski, only been on it for 2 years. So, yeah, tough, but good fun.
Yeah, so look, you made your move into that swim. You were sitting in about third or fourth, and that little wave came through. Tell us what was going through your mind, and what were you thinking about on the way in?
I wasn't very happy with my board leg, so I decided to put it all I've got into the swim because that's my weakest leg. And when I got that wave, I knew I just had to keep my head down and keep on going to have any chance.
And the ski, you managed that really like a real mature paddler. You've obviously been doing a lot of work on the ski. You picked your way out, you timed your run right, and coming in across that bank, a little chop, but you held it straight.
Yeah, really happy. I really wanted a small wave, not so confident on the big waves, like I said. So when that small one came up, I was really, really happy.
Okay, well, round one, Ironwoman winner, Nikita Freydenay. Well done. Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Nikita. And you just saw her bio up on the screen there. What an amazing young athlete. A lot of these young guns are doing the ski for the first time today at the WA Surf League. You can see from our overhead shots now, there's Nikita's bio there. Look at that 2K beach run fourth. Australian and state under-17 titles, undefeated Surf League board champion. So well done to Nikita. And that's a big win for the City of Perth athlete today. She picks up some points for the red and white. We're going to the what looks like to be the open female beach sprint very, very shortly. So this is the B final for the female beach sprint. The B final about to happen over there on Secret Harbour Beach. And
Yeah, Simon, we've
so
got
sorry, mate. I'll just go back to sorry, Truey. I'll just go back. We're at the central commentary position. We're going back to the A final, and you can see the competitors there. So all in a line, ready to go. Our man Truey is going to head over to the finish line of the A final for the women's racing today.
Yeah, so just as we're looking for the sprint final to get underway, Ironman are getting their last commands on their board. Probably ones to watch. Max Anderson-Loke, he's got a white cap with a red and black stripe. And Wes Gould, he's got the yellow cap with the black and white stripes. So they're the ones that are going to be watching as we head straight up to the final. And Britt Hootengar has shown the rest of the field a clean set of heels, winning by about 1.5 meters. Great racing, first beach sprint for the day.
Yeah, well done to Britt Hootengar. And I've got Jacko Simons has strolled back into the commentary position with his entourage. Mate, looks like it does look like a headwind, doesn't it? Looks like a bit of a strength wind today, but she is a gun, isn't she?
Yeah, it's the way the wind's coming from has turned into a bit of a strong headwind, and I think that's where Britt just showed her class with her strength and her pre-season training's really come out, and she's been one of the form runners in WA for the last 4 or 5 years, and she just showed her class then and took a good win.
Mate, we got a really good young, with yourself, so experienced and so dominant in WA sprinting, but we've got Charlie Rigby on the move. We've always had these 3 really strong girls, probably 4 really strong girls, Britt Hootengar, Gabby Murphy, Sydney Rafferty, and from Northcote, Tegan Maffascioni as well. So really strong in the girls, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of depth across the board in male and female, and I think even now we've got a lot of young ones coming through. Like we've got Amy from Sereno. She picked up a medal at Aussies last year, and you've even got some of the young boys like Christian Sayers and Tyson Cook who will be coming up in the men's, who are really pushing us boys at training now. So it's good to have that next gen coming through and keeping us on our toes, because obviously we don't want to get beaten by the young ones.
Jackson Simons on commentary with us, mate. We'll go back to our finish line. I hope Truey has managed to find Britt Hootengar over there. We're not far away from seeing the start of the men's Ironman. And Jacko, you'll be in your element when the flags kick in, mate. We'll keep you here for the men's A final as well, so we'll get you to help us with there. Truey, if you do have our winner, just let us know. Jackson Simons and I are in the central commentary position. The provisional points tally are coming across the line, so Mullaloo Blue heading at the table at this stage, and we are all in readiness now for the beach sprint. Now, Jacko, you can see the start line there. We'll wait for Truey to come up with our winner from the women or the winner of the women's, but we've seen you in this position so far, getting ready. Every competitor has a different preparation, don't they?
Yeah, so up here at the sprint arena, we've got a very puffed but a very happy winner of the open female beach sprint. Britt Hootengar, well done, big points.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great coming back down again for the first one in the WA series. Especially, I am very puffed, but going to the national ones next week, it's going to be really good.
And look, you're a part of the Super Surf League team, one of the 3 WA teams. It must be great to be able to run here, but then run on a national level.
Oh, definitely. And we have such good competition in WA as well, so it's really nice to practice here and then take that as a team over East and really give it some hell.
Great. Well, we're going to be watching the open male sprint final in a minute, and we're going to see you later on the flags, right?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, True.
Well done. Congratulations,
Well
and a
done,
very
Brittany.
puffed winner there.
Yeah, well done, Brittany. Well done, Truey. So we'll go back to Jacko, because we're about to see the boys getting ready for their final. As we said, there's into the headwind today. So as we see them getting ready, you see Tommy Nolan there in the middle of the screen. One of the beach flags guys. In fact, it's one of the sprinters. It's not Tommy Nolan. I just saw the North Cottesloe togs, and I thought that was Tommy Nolan. But mate, just back to you. You've been in this situation many times. Every competitor has a different preparation.
Yeah, everyone obviously has their own thing they like to do and keep the same routine, and I think trying to keep it simple is best. And I think once you start trying to overthink the simple things, that's when it all goes pear-shaped. So just keeping it relaxed and nice and simple procedures, and yeah, then just hope for the best once the gun goes.
I think you're underplaying that a bit. I'm here with Jackson Simons. There's a fair bit goes into this little bit here, and you can see some of the guys happy to have a chat to their fellow competitors. Some guys like to strut around and maybe impose themselves on the rest of the field. Jackson, I'm looking at you. But there's some good camaraderie amongst the sprinters, isn't there?
Yeah, I think everyone's really friendly, and we're all there to have a bit of fun and hope for the best, and you just got to happy no matter who wins.
All right, they're away. So tell us what you can see.
I think Hostie's in the lead at the moment, up the top of the beach with Christian right on his heels, and I think Aaron in lane 1's coming home strong actually, so he might have got the win down the bottom there.
All right, so we'll try and bring you that. Jackson Simons with us with special comments. We got this front on camera shot, and it's the guys are flying, but you can just tell there's just a little bit of work being done into the headwind, isn't there?
Yeah, it makes it a lot tougher race. It goes for longer, so you really have got to keep your form and power through that full 90 metres, and I think any little laps near the end there and it can cost you the race. Then yeah, I'm not sure who got the win there, but it looked like a tough race.
Jacko, we'll get Jacko over to the finish line to interview our winners. Thank you to Jackson Simons, who's joining us in commentary today, the superstar. He had a big win in the Australian Surf League last weekend. He's won so many of these Surf League races in flags and speed sprint. He's an incredibly entertaining competitor to watch. Resting up that little niggly knee today, but he will be over with our winner very shortly. You can see Jacko in the background of the shot there, the handsome young sprinter. We have a start here in the men's Ironman. So they are away, and we'll get Chewy down here into the central commentary position. So the first of the men's Ironman, board, swim and ski. We'll go back to Jacko Simons for our interview in just a moment. But you can see a nice even start, but a couple of guys have got away.
Yeah, that looks like it's Wes Gould there on the board, right in the middle. Beautiful paddling style. Now, he's used to racing like this over east. Then we see, it looks like Max Anderson-Loke there, and probably Ethan Jackson there. Hasn't been doing a lot of work in the pool, but still a very good board paddle there. So great footage there. You can see these guys are working hard, and they're just coming up. That's Max just coming up, or Ethan onto Wes's tail. And I think we've got a interview with the winner of the male beach sprint.
Yeah, so Jackson Simons has managed to get the winner back into the commentary position, even though he doesn't seem to have any media accreditation. As we see the first of the competitors go around the top of the apex, Wes Gould thereabouts. Jacko, take it away, mate.
And happy with the race, or what could have you done better, or whatnot?
It was actually a pretty long wait in between starting and when we were marshalled.
Jacko.
But yeah, it was an all right race. Conditions actually pretty tough for a beach sprint because we're going into headwind and it's quite soft as well. I feel I probably could have done better, but a win's a win in the end. So yeah, I'm pretty happy.
I think that's your problem for having big, broad shoulders, mate. It just catches the wind. It's like a parachute. But you flagging later on today, or are they going to get Jake Smith in there to do the beach flags?
Jake Smith is a good beach stick competitor, but they've allocated me. But I might get talk to him in his ear, see what he wants.
Just have a word to the big president, mate. You'll be able to get it all. Good luck for the flags, and hopefully see you go well later today.
Yep, thanks, mate.
So Hosty from Trig takes out the... Thanks, Jackson. Jackson Simons come back to our commentary spot. And well done to the boys. The Open Male Ironman is on. Wes Gould is competing over here from away from... Been transferred from his home club of Curragh. And Max Anderson-Loke looks pretty well placed there. He's a monster, isn't he? He's fantastic at this event.
Yeah, look, we've got obviously Wes out in front there. Max is a big boy, and I think that's Devon just working hard on that run. Look at that. Straight past Max, straight up to Wes. And that's what I'm talking about with these little tiny runs. They're always there, and you've got to keep the pace up. Working at the best there, I think, is Devon from Trig Island, and he's going to run that all the way through. Great bit of work there, and we see Max just dropping back into third onto a little wave. So, of course, leg number one of a three-leg Ironman, and we're going to see the swim. Now, out of this field, Max is probably the best swimmer, and we've seen him just come up to join the leaders, so it's going to be on for this swim.
Nice little wave there to Max Anderson-Loke. I'll tell you what, Truey, there is a little bit of a run in between each leg. And as you know, I was impressed with Max Anderson-Loke's running ability. He is a big bloke, but he's shown in the beach run before that he can duke it out. So the top three go through. We can see him on the screens going under the Sunsmart banner there, Truey. Who have we got?
Yeah, so let's just see what different decisions they make here. We saw the ladies get washed a long way down. Now, we've seen Wes go straight out. We've seen Max head a little bit, and I think it's Devon off to the north a bit. So we'll see how that goes now. Wes has competed in some great conditions over east, so he obviously knows what he's doing. But I just think from here, the pure swimming speed of Max is going to really pay off for him. And we see them just duck diving. Now, for those kids and viewers watching at home, they're working really, really hard. They're diving down, grabbing the sand, and staying underwater for just about as long as they can. It's like a little escalator. Escalator running out deep in the water, and they're saving every little bit of energy. So we can still see pretty even, but at this stage, it's probably those two competitors to the left of your screen that are in the best position for the line to the can.
Great overhead shots from our Sunsmart overhead drone cam, Open Male Ironman, straight through to the final. So really good race here. We saw the surf. Oh, just a massive left elbow clobber there from one of the competitors, but they're just trying to find a bit of find a bit of spot in the drift there, aren't they, Truey? But they're out through the wave zone now, but still Whitecaps breaking over the competitors. They head out now. So for the people here at the beach, you can see the overhead drone just near the front of the field there, but it looks like it's being a race in 3 already as the rest of the field get out through the wave zone. So looking up, Truey, plenty of strength there, isn't there? Plenty of surf skill. 3 big boys smashing each other on the way to that can.
Yeah, so we just see from the footage those swimmers have just gone over a swell. Now what that does is, when you're swimming, you can't see what's behind it. All you can see is a mountain of water. As you get to the top, you take a big breath, you get an eye on these big yellow cans, and you know you're in a good position. So Max and Wes duking it out, 1 and 2 in the can, and big arm there, big. No mates out there. This is hard racing, and these guys are keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, fantastic swimming at the head of the field. The handlers down here on the beach have the skis ready for the 3rd and final leg. So they go across the apex of the swim course now. Beautiful shots from overhead. You can see how strong that breeze is here in Perth in Western Australia. We've had a week of 4 or 5 days in a row over 35, a couple of plus 40s. And today we find ourselves down on the beach and it's 25 degrees and super windy. So still a race in 3, Truey. So a little bit of advantage for sitting on the feet there. It's all going to come down to who might be able to get a wave.
Yeah, look, and we saw Nikita in the women's race really work those runs on the way in. So I think it's going to happen again here. So these 2 guys, they've headed off to the left. They've dragged Evan down with him. He's getting a great little bit of advantage there, and getting a pretty easy run while these 2 guys go head-to-head. So they're starting to look over their shoulders. We see the first of the little ones. It's not going to be enough to break, but it is enough to get an advantage.
So Wes Gould there just managed to pull out that 2 metres or so, didn't he, Truey? So very experienced. A lot of the East Coast guys are in conditions like this nearly all the time, those big cliff beaches. Here's the wave.
Yeah, we see the first wave there. So it's Devon and Wes getting the best advantage of that run. Max has been left in 2nd position. This is not going to be good for him. He's got a lot of work to do. Only a small wave coming. Look at that wave holding skills. Kicking. They're holding the race as long as they can, getting their head down.
Max Hunter in, looks like he might stand up first thanks to our spotters down on the beach. So Max Hunter, we think Wes Gould stands up now. So Truey, first 2 through and looking for that wave. Plenty still can happen in this race. There's plenty of racing left, yes, in the because of the ski section. But Trig Island, Team Mullaloo. But Trig Island go through first, the mighty Trig Island Surf Club. And you can hear the applause in the background, the support. Yep. Max Hunter goes through and his teammates love it. That's a good swim from him. Big Wes Gould comes through as well for one of the Mullaloo teams. And he picks up the pink ski and goes in now. Race on.
Yeah, so we saw Max Hunter from Trig. He did the best work on the way in on the board and the best working on the way on the swim. So pretty good, I suppose, old head on young shoulders there. And we see Wes off to a flyer in that ski. And a lot of work for the 2 Maxes to try and peg back this league.
Yeah, so as we said earlier, Wes Gould over from his Curragh Club racing here for Mullaloo this weekend as part of the WA Surf League. That is a great start from him from the overhead cam. You can see him just looking over his right-hand shoulder on the pink ski. Plenty of power there, Truey. He's out into the clear water and motoring towards that first can. So the 2 young blokes did get a little stuck, didn't they, getting themselves on board. But Wes Gould is powering.
Yeah, absolutely powering, and he's really into a good rhythm there. And he's obviously part of the Cottesloe team today, part of the transfers and part of the making up teams. So yeah, he's first there probably from the first lot of points for Cottesloe today. And back to the 2 Maxes from Trig Island and City of Perth.
Plenty of advice up here in the commentary position as always. Wes Gould goes around from Cottesloe now. And, of course, his home club of Curragh. Our overhead drone shot as they go across the apex now. So Wes Gould looks like he might take this out. He's got to get himself in the wave zone. So Max Hunter and Max from the City of Perth. We see Wes Gould make the turn now with the Cottesloe cap on. So the overhead shots are pretty good, Truey. And he is getting himself on those little runs. Beautiful. One of the great sights in surf competition is when a paddler's out in front and they're getting the runs. Have a look at those shots from the Sunsmart drone cam. He is powering into the beach.
Yeah, he'll be doing a lot of work. He's puffed and he's fatigued already, but it does feel a little bit sweeter when you're out in front and you know that every little tiny run that you're getting an advantage on is putting an extra 3 to 4 metres. So look at that for a difference on that shot there. Wes, we just see pulling onto that little tiny run across that inside bank. The two Maxes, they're still out the back coming around these turning cans. This is a dominant performance by probably one of the strongest Ironman we've seen come out of WA in a long time, and that's why he's over competing with the big boys over east.
Well, a lot of the Australian Surf League has copied the WA Surf League. It's such a great format. We're very proud of it here. Wes Gould, representing Cottesloe today, makes the turn under the Sunsmart arch. That's a great win from him, and we'll get you over there, Truey, to say hello to Wes Gould. And well done to Wes Gould. A dominant performance, courtesy of a very strong ski leg. All the surf skills on display there. So Wes Gould gets himself home, and we're not far away from him. I think this is Max Hunter on the screen now, and Max Anderson-Loke will be in there as well. So the two City of Perth guys, the two strong swimmers. We'll just bring us as we see the handlers pick up. So City of Perth, so strong in Ironman and Ironman female racing, have been for many a long year. As the first of the City of Perth guys come in there, Truey. And handshakes all round at our finish line. So Max Hunter now hands over to the paddler from Trig Island. And Truey, you are down there with our winner, with Wes Gould, who looks pretty happy with himself.
Yeah, he's really happy. For someone who's just won an Ironman, not as puffed as I thought. Wes, great racing there. Really made a big move at the start of that ski.
Yeah, that was it. Coming into that ski leg, I was backing myself in, just coming out the swim. I didn't quite hold it as long as some of the other boys. Yeah, all about getting in and going. Like you said, not as puffed as usual. It's more about skills and timing, and that swim took a bit out of me, but yeah, the rest was just about timing.
And you've had some good results over east over the years, and again, this beach and even the bank setup, it's a little bit like Kurrawa and Broadbeach that we see for the Aussies.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this is the absolute best. Like, racing in this compared to racing in the flats, more exciting for both the guys competing and the guys watching as well. I think, I definitely train for days like this. Enjoy it far more than just a flat water grind.
And a few other races for you on today. What's left on your schedule?
I've got the ski, board and the relay to finish, so a couple more races, which is good to have some more fun in the surf.
All right, well, good luck, and we look forward to seeing your surf skills on display again, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Well done to Wes Gould. You can see the results of the Open Male Beach Sprint on the bottom of our screen there. There is Wes Gould's bio. Kurrawa Cottesloe, State Open Board first, State Ironman second, Coolangatta Gold 13th, Kellogg's Ironman Trial 11th. He is a gun, Wes Gould. He takes out the Open Male Ironman with Max Hunter right up there as well. And Max Anderson-Loke in the mix as well. So a really good race, two good races in the Ironman events. You can see the results for the Open Male Beach Sprint coming through now. Dominic Banks-Smith there. Tyson Cook from the Sorrento Stingrays in 5th. Samuel Deans, Mullaloo Gold in 6th. Aidan Murphy, City Red. So there is our results. So the Open Female Beach Sprint, Britt Hootengar from City. Amy Breeman from Sorrento. In 3rd, Julia Phillips from Northcott from the A-team. Serena Nandapi in 4th there. 5th, Lily Stackhouse. Alicia Ward from Cottesloe in 6th, picking up some points for her team. And Julia Dwyer from City Black in 7th. Abby Pode from Secret Harbour. Well done, Secret Harbour, on a home beach today. So there's the results, the top 8 on our screen. Wes Gould wins the male Ironman, racing for Cottesloe today. Nikita Freidenay wins the Ironman for the women's race. So going to some other results up there now on our screen for those who are watching at home. Hosty, Edward Host, Christian Sayers from Sorrento Dolphins, Aaron Gigney from Mullaloo, Dominic Banks-Smith, Northcott, Tyson Cook from Sorrento, Samuel Deans, Mullaloo, Aidan Murphy, the WA Surf League. mybeach.com.au, thanks to Sunsmart. That is our Open Male Beach Sprint results up on the screen. You can see all in readiness for our next events. Plenty of wind piling through. Round 1 at provisional points. Mullaloo Blue at the top of the table, but up very, very close early days. Plenty of points being picked up by Mullaloo in the early events today from one of the Mullaloo teams.
Yeah, that's right. So, the points are all important for the end of the race today. And these guys are going to be going hard, not just for their own performance, but for their clubs and their teams. So we see the ladies in the ski just starting to get themselves organised, and probably the ones to watch today. We've got, I don't think I can see Keris down there yet. We've got Jasmine Shipway-Carr from Trig Island. She's going to be one to watch. She's a very good paddler, and I think she'll like these rough and windy conditions. So that's probably my pick for today. One to watch to get some good points there for Trig Island. But I'm just looking at some of the competitors' faces as they're warming up and getting ready, and they're all happy. They're all smiling. They love these conditions, and they know they've got to be thinking. It's not just a slog. It's not just, turn the brain off and paddle around this flat water. They've got to be thinking all the way today.
Yeah, it sure is. It's very exciting for the spectators as well. You can hear the cheering in our effects mic today. You can probably hear the wind as well. There are the results for the Open Female Ironman. Nikita Freydenay, City Red. Keris Graham in second. Soraya Lee, always such a great competitor in the water. Meg Warren from Trig. Ashley Booker from Sorrento. Talia Jacubans from City Black. Sasha Innocent, Secret Harbour. Anne-Marie Jungling from Swanbourne, Netherlands. Phoebe Ashworth and Sophie Turner rounding out our top 10. So these are the most spectacular of events of the day, I think. The start of the men's and women's open ski, straight through to finals today, Truey. You can see all the girls down there on the beach, good to go. Nikita Freydenay back into it. So be good to see how she goes today, Truey. Because she's been in the under-17s, the ski is new to her, but she had a really good ski leg today, didn't she? So watch how she goes. Keris Graham, as you say, one of the ones to watch out for as well. But a lot of the 17s coming through. I know in the boys, some of the boys are going through their first ski racing in open competition in WA Surf League today.
Yeah, we saw last year and the season before, Nikita with the board. She really thinks the race through. She's only young, but again, I've said it before, she's got a very old head on a young pair of shoulders. She's really a good thinker. And again, these type of conditions are really going to test her mettle. So again, Jasmine's probably one to watch in this. But again, Nikita, so fit, and we saw her have a really good ski paddle in the Iron Woman. She's going to be wanting to learn a lot about this race.
Yeah, so some of the Open Ironman competitors will go through again. You can see on the screen now as the briefing takes place. Soraya Lee, gun swimmer, young up-and-comer, but she's in the mix as well. Ash Booker is in there too, Ashley Booker. So just all in readiness down here, all smiles down here on the beach for our spectator crew down at beach.com.au and to our highlights packages, which you'll see during the course of the summer. And we're not far away from a start. So good field here. We've got, just see Nikita Freydenay in frame there, Soraya Lee on the right of the screen. And we go to our overhead shot, Truey, and the wind's still pumping through at Secret Harbour.
Yeah, it's absolutely flying down there, and again, it's all the way out. It's they've got a little bit of a chop and a little bit of a wave to negotiate, but even once they get out the back, this wind is just working against them the whole way around those cans. So today they're turning from left to right, and that means they're heading all the way into the wind. As soon as they turn right, they've got beautiful runs and a chance at a wave to try and take victory today. So we can see them all lining up. It's probably a little bit of an advantage for these competitors. You can see just on the left of your screen, because they get to head right up. They get to take as much space as they want. We see Soraya on the far left. She hasn't got a lot of room to move. She's next to Ashley Booker, who we know is a very good ski paddler. And so they're going to be trying to work their way up and get their way out around this ski course. So not far away. Simon, you're down the beach. Tell us how strong that wind really is.
Yeah, really, really exciting down here, Truey. All in readiness. One of the most spectacular sights of any surf summer, any surf carnival, is the start of the ski men and female. Soraya Lee on the southern end of the course. Nikita Freydenay in there as well. Ash Booker in there as well. In starters' hands. So a little bit of a falsie there, but we'll shortly have them away. You can see all of the clubs well represented. City of Perth in the middle, Swanbourne, Netherlands there too, Sorrento, Mullaloo. And this should be a ripper race today. A lot of these girls have been in the female, or in the Ironman female, the Open Ironman female. And as competitors ready, most of us have looking out for Nikita Freydenay in the middle, her second race in open competition on the ski. She makes a good solid start. And once again, Chewy, you'll have the shots from there. You can see some of the females going out wide to make sure they get the rip. Strong wind here, Chewy, and everyone making sure they get a nice even start. And Soraya Lee first up, and she's heading south in a big wave. It's Soraya Lee holds sway. And just keep Nikita Freidney in the middle. Jasmine Shipway Car, we reckon, has had a good start as well. So Jazz Shipway Car from Trig Island has moving out there well. Truey, you got the screen here in the central commentary spot. Most of the girls getting out through the waves first up.
Yeah, and we saw it's not a traditional start. We saw the run start, which does make it really important to get your ski level. We can see Jasmine there, beautiful style there. Now, she likes the rough water, especially the downwind. You watch her come in on these runs. This is what she does every day of the week. This is her special. Great wave there. And we see the rest of the field just trying to make their way up to the right of screen. So a few little waves there to contend with. A couple of the competitors just getting hit. But it's Jasmine out in front. Beautiful style there. But just look how level she keeps that ski now. That looks simple from home, but it's really windy and it's really bumpy out there. And I know she'll be really looking forward to turning right around these cans and making her way in. These ski races are over and done in the blink of an eye today.
Down here on the beach now with the big boys, the big fellas getting ready for the ski. And it's a good race out in front. So Jasmine Shipway Car from Trig Island gets around early doors. And that's a nice little lead she's picked up there, Truey.
Yeah, that's right. That's at least a 40 to 50 metre lead. And look, she's just turning around that middle apex. She's going to get the runs first, and that lead's going to double or triple as we make their way in. So back down, I think we can see a couple of Mother Lou competitors and City of Perth there in third, fourth and fifth. So there's still some work to do there for Jasmine. But no dramas about her in the surf. She knows how to run, take these skis on as many runs as possible.
She has flown around that apex, folks, so it looks like Trig Island will pick up some points. Now, True, I'll get you to call them in on the screen there, but if she can get herself through this wave zone, good race for her, second out the back there. But this is she looks fantastic. She just looks over her right-hand shoulder, Truey. She's coming into the wave zone right now, the girl from Trig Island. Yeah, just look at her, just correcting her angle there. She's got to work out the runs, but also the swells. They're all on slightly different angles. Just see with that paddle in the water, just balancing up, bracing the ski for that little run, and then she puts in the last couple of strokes just to get that ski away from the white water, to keep that tail nice and dry, keep that rudder in clean water, and she just pops over that last little bit in that trough, and then it's up on the legs and a finish through that arch. So that's a great race. That's a lesson in ski racing there from Jasmine from Trig Island. Good points to that club and a great finish. Yeah, dominant. Let's bring her in, folks. Trig Island, that is a dominant performance from Jasmine. She has monstered that. That's a massive win today. One of the craft, someone goes over out there. But that's a big race from her, and she looks over her right-hand shoulder now, and the Trig Island team are pretty happy. Big points for Trig Island. Who will pick up second, Truey? You are back there on central commentary. Yeah, so we're just trying to get those back markers there, but looks like the two Mother Lou competitors, second and third, great racing there. Those ladies will be very happy. That's a good performance from Mother Lou. And we'll have to see who. I can't quite see the order there. Soraya Lee just got there, I think, with the big smile on her face. So she'll be stoked with that, I think, in the ski. So the two Mother Lou girls coming home in second and third. A little bit of carnage out there, Truey. A few caps in the water. But these are all important points. But let's bring them in. Yeah, so we see Secret Harbour there, maybe in fourth or fifth. But what we've got with those conditions on the way in is we see Secret Harbour finishing there. We have the chops and the runs and the water currents are all coming from different directions. So that plays mayhem with the rudder and mayhem with the direction of the ski. Nikita Freidney crosses now, so fair bit happening out there, Chewy. We are not far away from the start of the big boys. If our camera guys are with us, we'll grab Jasmine, who's had a good win today before we go to the start of the men's race. Jasmine, congratulations. That was pretty dominant. Got out well, and it just sort of got better from there, didn't it?
Yeah, it was really just about the start, get out in front of the other girls and then keep punching. The waves aren't super hard, so they're spilling a little bit, so you just really got to punch through, and once you're out, you're out.
Trig have a great history in the surf league and in open competition in the ski league. You got good coaches and a good team behind you, haven't you?
Yeah, some big idols at the club that I look up to, so training with them's been great.
The couple of the guys picked it that you might go all right today, so you're one of the bookies' early favourites. When you look down the line here, there's a mix of age and experience, but a lot of the young girls coming through, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. They're keeping us older girls on our toes. Yeah, definitely a few to watch in the upcoming years. Yeah.
Well done, Jasmine. So good win today. Well done.
Thank you.
Trig take points now, so Jasmine picks up that race today. True, we are not far away from a start down here at the men's ski. Back to you, Grant.
Yeah, so the men's ski, probably one of the fastest events that we'll see on the water today. And look, Olympian Steve Bird, he's going to be the one to watch with the white cap. And look, you can't go past Dan Humble there, spinning around so long. The sprint finish is all important. And Wes Gould also there on the ski, slight little wiggle there. So I think they'll get reset and we'll get set up for another start. So
yeah, Dan Humble. That surf cap of Dan Humble's looking pretty faded, but the winner of the beach run in there as well, Ethan Jackson in there racing as well, and this is a really good field. But watch for the Olympian to fly out here. Doesn't get better than this. The spectacular start of the men's open ski. Here we go. Watch for the power as they head out over that bank. So watch for the boys to explode here as they head out through. Look at Dan Humble go in the middle of the field, folks. Look at that start from Dan Humble. He is a dead set flying. Dan Humble just looks over his left-hand shoulder. That is ski paddling at his best from the big hitter. How does he look on the screen there, True? Because he's motoring down here on the beach.
Yeah, look, that was a clinic and how to do a run start on a ski. He kept his ski the straightest when he got in the water. Everyone else had a slight angle, so they're slewing off to the side. Dan, with that power early, and Wes Gould just joining him there, popping over this last little wave. Up we go. And that's great big bounce there. And they're away. Clean set of heels, a long way back to third.
So, True, normally when the southwesterlies in, we get to see the guys fly across the apex, right? We get them to see, they get the wind at their back. Today they'll be pushing into a headwind, so it'll be strength all the way until they make the final turn. The Dan Humble out there with Wes Gould at this stage. But that is as good as you'll see. They'll have to work hard here. No assistance across the top of the apex there. But a race in 3 at the top of the field. Plenty of surf still to come, Truey.
Yeah, so look, Dan Humble, he's the only ski specialist out there in that top 3. Wes and Jack Reddy from City of Perth coming into second there. They're very good ski paddlers, but they do other stuff as well. So Dan has just got this field to himself, and we're going to see a clinic of power. We know he likes to save it. And you watch him just accelerate onto these runs. This is going to be a great race all the way in.
So Scott, he always talks about that big 10 to 20 strokes, doesn't he? Dan Humble in all of his big wins, that 10 to 20 strokes across the top now. So he has the wind at his back, Truey. Dan Humble from the Trig Island Surf Club, getting married next weekend. His big boys' night out tonight, but he's on a run. And Dan Humble looks like he's going to take out the open ski. Still plenty could happen behind him on the waves, but you would anticipate with all his skill. And you can see on the screens for people watching at home, Dan Humble at the front of the field where he loves it in the men's open ski.
Yeah, and we just see Wes Gould pulling onto a wave to catch Jack Reddy. Now, Jack's in trouble here. He's going to get hit by this white water with no speed. Dan Humble already across that inside bank, across that little trough, and super comfortable race there. He can just take his time, stroll up to the finish, and that's great points for Trig, winning the male and the female ski in pretty fine form.
Well done to Dan Humble. Big hand for Dan Humble. First across the line, race on for second. So looks like sprint on. Look at Wes Gould go. Look at Jack go. Wes Gould powers at home. Well done, Jack. Good racing. Dan Humble takes it out. Fantastic racing from the big 3.
Yeah, look, again, a run up for 4th and 5th there as well. So tight racing. We know these conditions can mess with you on the way out. But again, with all these competitors coming in on one wave, it makes for some great spectacular finishes there. And we saw Dan Humble so comfortable out in front. But Wes and Jack, they had to put the sprint on to see who's going to get 2nd and 3rd points.
Never tell with Jack whether it's a grimace or a smile. Ethan Jackson goes the hip and shoulder as he comes around now. Jack's always got that smile grimace thing going. I'm down here with our camera, and we'll wait for the thumbs up here. Good to go. Yes, here we go. And I'm down here with the winner, Dan Humble. Dan, that was thanks for letting us watch that. That was pretty specky. That was like watching ski racing at its best. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. I guess the whole field was lucky there that Steve got DQ'd at the start, so that took the pressure off massively.
Yeah, sure did. He's got a smile on his face now, but I guess he is a competitor like you. You just went straight at the can, straight out there. A little bit different with the northwesterly coming across. That's normally where you put in that big 10-20 strokes with the sea breeze. Not to be today. A bit more strength required.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough going out through that bank, and I think the young girls and young boys who are giving skis a go for the first time have done really well today. So it's great to see.
This format, WA Surf League, still a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I just love racing for the club. It's a great opportunity for the young ones, and I think Surf Life Saving WA needs to be commended for their funding of not only this but also the national series, because last week was a huge opportunity for so many, and I think the young kids really benefited from it, and because of that, everyone else who's on the cut wanting to make the teams in the future, go for it, because you'll learn so much and have a great time.
Well done, Dan. Well said. Now, big day for you coming up next weekend. We have to ask you got yourself a new set of cufflinks or some new cologne, got the suit organised, got the speech organised?
Not the speech just yet. Keris might kill me for that one, but it's a work in progress. But yeah, big weekend today, I guess, well, this afternoon with the boys, and then next week with the family and friends. So yeah, it's a great summer really, and I'm really thankful for the opportunities that we've both been given and for our friends and family, so it's a good one.
Sure it is. Big summer for you, a memorable summer, a memorable race for all of us who got to see it at home, watching it on the screen and down here at the beach. Well done, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks, Simon. Have a great day, everyone.
Dan Humble, how about that from Trig Island? That was Dan Humble and his best racing today. Getting married next Saturday, Truey, to Keris Graham. And big afternoon coming up this afternoon, I suspect, for Dan and all of his mates. Not far away from our next race. Truey, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. So we've got the results up there for the female ski, and as Trig Island Red putting their I suppose, best foot forward in these ski races, picking up maximum points there with Jasmine Shipway-Carr. Also, Mullaloo, both teams blue and gold doing really well. Local girl Grace Abernat from Secret Harbour, great paddle there, obviously using her experience into fourth position. So we've got female junior iron woman coming up, and female board up soon as well. And then I think we're going to be getting into some of the male junior Ironman and male board. So still some water events to go. Beach flags not far away, and the surf boats aren't too far away. But just for those sitting at home and those on the beach, have a look out to sea. We've got some big dark clouds coming. That means a little bit of swell and some strong winds. This is going to get really exciting towards the end of the day, and I can't wait to see some more surf skills being on show, particularly in the board and the spectacular racing in the surf boat. So we see the field there, pretty hot field for this youth Ironwoman, the lifesavers of tomorrow and the champions. And look, I know they all look up to these older competitors like Keris and Soraya. Well, you can't really call Soraya old as future champions in waiting.
That is exactly right, Truey. From down here on the beach, we get to see these young guys come through. So a lot of the competitors we'll see today in the open events have come through these youth finals at the Surf League and through junior competition. So all in readiness down here for the board for our young competitors in starters' hands.
So off to a pretty good start there. Again, this is more of a traditional start with the boards. We see pretty tight racing here. And don't forget, these competitors, one break and you're out. So it's nerves aplenty on the start line, but you're still going to be going hard. So it looks like City of Perth there, Mullaloo, Sorrento, Cottesloe doing the best of that start there. Again, these young ladies, they would have been watching what's been going on with the older competitors and trying to learn as much as they can, particularly about this drift. So all in a line, pretty even field here, and it's great to see so far not a lot of carnage from this rising surf.
It's still very much out of the northwest, the wind. If you are watching at home, you just tuned in for the first time at mybeach.com.au, the Sunsmart WA Surf League. We go to Scarborough and Sorrento for the next of our series races, but down here at Secret Harbour today, the wind, very strong wind coming out of the northwest at around about 25, 30 kilometres an hour. Expecting a maximum of 27 degrees today, and it's probably sitting around that 23 to 25 degrees at the moment. As you heard from our meteorologist, our amateur meteorologist Grant True, the dark clouds are building on the horizon. We are expecting rain later today in Perth. But plenty of really good racing to go. The junior races straight through to the finals and the stars of tomorrow. So Nikita Freydenay, Soraya Lee, Ethan Jackson, Jack, these are all names that have come through this system. Max Anderson-Loke, the junior part of the youth part of the WA Surf League.
So it's all pretty even there with the board. Now, obviously, these competitors, they don't do the ski. So it's board and swim, so it's a little bit quicker, but still nice and even there. So you can see on the screen 4 or 5 competitors within about 2 metres. Really tight racing. Have a look at this around the cans. These are young competitors. Their friends are off the beach and off the water, but once they get out there, it's all on and it's game on. So these ladies just working the runs, working into the runs and trying to get every little bit of advantage. You see them kicking their legs there. That's just a way for them to keep their balance and keep their rhythm and their timing. And then we'll see as they turn this last yellow can, watch the rating. So the rating is the speed at which their arms are moving. The rating comes up, and they're trying to get as much advantage out of these running swells as possible. First turn there for Trig Island, straight onto an ease. She's going to get the most advantage there. So still neck and neck there. No big moves yet. So this is going to come down to inside that run. We see the great surf there in the background from this drone. And Trig Island there out in the lead. A local young lady from, I think it's Kira from Secret Harbour. She's into second position. She's going to have the most experience with this bank, particularly the swim and the board. Right, first of the waves coming through here. So this rest of the field is what we call a party wave. 3 or 4 competitors all in the same wave. It's just fattened up a bit, but have a look at Kira from Secret Harbour. She's got that wave right through. Big spills there from Trig Island. And, sorry, that looks like it might be even North Cottesloe there into first position. So still a little bit of work to do. We'll have to see how good this young lady's swim is. But great work there and held that wave probably the best out of the rest of the field. As we see 3rd, 4th and 5th still making their way across the bank. Northcott probably going to get some first lot of points today for their team. We know their boat crews are going to be competitive later on, and it's great to see some good young female water competitors coming through.
You see the competitors coming through on our screen. Lots of support here, Chewy, from the crowd. The crowd are going berserk. They love watching the junior and the youth racing. So back into the water, North Cottesloe, and going a long way north as well to try and get themselves out through and use that drift. So the stars of tomorrow, and they head through on the way out to that first of the swim cans. Northcott still leading, Chewy.
Yes, I think that might be Ruby Turner there as the youth Ironwoman. She's had the best of that paddle. She really held strong on that wave and just lifted it just at the right moment to avoid a nosedive. And now she's got a bit of a swim to go. So I mentioned before, it's hard work across this bank. She's ducking under. Watch how long she stays under. Pops up and she's away back into some more wading and then holding her breath again. So really good surf skills here. She'll start swimming soon and get that kick underway and start duck diving under these waves.
Massive support down here from the team managers. These are the guys who spend so much time. You see them growing up through nippers, don't you, True? They're sort of out down at the club when they're 7 or 8 years of age, and they get to strut their stuff at the WA Surf League in front of a nice big crowd and in front of all their teammates, all the age group managers and the coaches, and huge support down here for the young guns as they go through. So just a board and a swim today for the boys and the girls, and our early leaders getting themselves out through that whitewash, Drewy.
Yeah, that's right. Just while we see where these ladies have finished. So Ruby was in first place after the board, but she had Mia Nesbitt and Sophie Barron-Hay from City of Perth. Now, they're very good swimmers in second and third, and they're going to be working really hard to chase Ruby down, who's come just a little bit to the right of screen. So she'll start heading back up towards that first turning can. So it's not a long swim today. Once she's turned, she gets a lot of an advantage, but still a fair bit of work today. But she's done a really great swim, and she's picked a fantastic line.
Quite a few of the girls, True, did go well north even before they entered the water. So they just sort of got right across on the beach to try and make the most of the conditions. I'm sure it's spectacular on your screen watching at home. I'm down here on the beach with all the handlers, and there's still a big wave coming through out there, True, right out close to the can. So still getting white water, still getting smacked as they get out right out to near the top of the course. Fair bit can happen from here, True, still as they make their way back across the apex. Got to push into the wind still, into the northwesterly across the top, and then it's all tailwind in the way in.
Yeah, so we just see Ruby on screen now. She's got a really great stroke for such a young competitor. We can see she's got a pretty balanced kick there, probably about 2 or 3 strokes. And she's just lifting her head to get that last line on that can. But she's got nice high elbows, really good surf style there. But you can tell she spends a little bit of time in the pool, just getting those nice high elbows. She's just stopped there just to reset her course. And we look behind Mullaloo and City of Perth. They're chasing, and they're going to be really working hard. So they've closed that gap. Ruby just having a bit of trouble with that chop out the back. But once she turns, she's going to get the first advantage of those waves.
Has tightened up a little bit, hasn't it? So she makes her turn now. So should get a little bit of an advantage here. But as you say, needed to reset. So still a fair bit of work to be done in the water there before they come into the wave zone and the real big push as they come up onto the sandbank there. But Ruby from North Cottesloe still in the lead. She's got company. Ruby just coming into the sandy water now, coming into the wave zone right now. So back to you, mate.
Yeah, so look, we see, I think that might be Mia and Jade in there in second and third. Mia from City of Perth, Jade from Mullaloo. They've had a great swim, and every stroke this lead is just getting whittled down. But don't forget, Ruby's going to get the first crack at these waves, and I think we'll see one just coming under her tail now. Let's see if this is strong enough. I don't think it is. Just got over it. Mullaloo have joined it on that wave, and they're all off. So this race is now being tipped on its head. Jade from Mullaloo's come into the lead. Mia's pulled into second. The order going into that wave has reversed.
So a big crowd down here watching this now, Truey. All eyes on the water as we bring the juniors home, the youth home. So a lot of excitement in the different clubs. There's 14 teams a part of the WA Surf League. Looks like there's been a change at the top of the field, Truey. You've got best eyes on that, but it looks like the girl's starting to stand now, starting to dolphin. It's going to come down to the run, I reckon, Truey. It's going to come to that run across the bank and into the finish arch here, the Sunsmart finish arch.
Yeah,
big crowd building up, lots of excitement.
Yeah, so we see Mia getting to her feet first. That's Jenna from Mullaloo just running across that bank. Now they've got this trough, 4 or 5 hard strokes, and we see Jenna just getting the best of that run on the top of the screen. Who's going to get to their feet first? This is a sprint finish. I love these finishes. And let's see who is it going to be. Mullaloo or City of Perth? Get behind them, crowd.
Crowd's gone crazy here. So Mullaloo get around the top there. The City of Perth in the second. So great racing from the girls. Great accolades from the crowds down here. They loved it.
Yeah,
and
so we see Jenna from Mullaloo in first. Sophie in second position from City of Perth. And then back to Jade, and then Mia from the other city team. So great racing. These girls look knackered. Let's see if we can get an interview off them, Simon.
Yeah, so Sophie Barron-Hay, Richie, her dad was a pretty good triathlete, and her mum, of course, a state netballer, Helen Carter. So some good genes there, and she got the good physique. But we'll try and zoom in, and the crowd going crazy down here. They love to see the youth doing well and pushing through. Pretty tough conditions for the girls and the boys down here with this strong wind. Very exciting racing down here at WA Surf League. We'll bring you an interview with our winner in just a sec, Truey, as we bring the rest of the field home. So cheer them in. All of these points count for your club, for your team. So bring them all into the finish line, folks. The Sunsmart finish arch. City of Perth standing up there. You can see all the different Trig Island now just standing as well. Let's bring them in, the stars of tomorrow.
Yeah, so not long till a start in the youth Ironman, or maybe the ladies in the board. So ladies in the board are up next. And again, we're going to probably see Karis Graham wants to watch, Soraya Lee, Nikita Farino, very, very good board paddler. And she's already gone around the course once. So we'll see what she's learnt from that first run. But the wind's picking up. You can just see the white cap just starting to run a little bit. And these last lot of youth Iron women competitors coming through. For a well-earned rest. So really good racing here. Wind is coming up. Don't forget, still got to stay Sunsmart. Sip, slip, slop, slap and wrap. And stay out of the sun as much as possible. Get some sunscreen on and sunnies. Just because it's a bit cool and that wind's in doesn't mean you can't get sunburnt. So Cottesloe there, rounding out the field, and great to see Cottesloe back into it with some good young competitors, particularly in the Nipper area. They're coming through really strong for that club. So in a few more years, we'll see that club, I'm sure, getting back up into some state title dominance.
Down here at the finish line with Jenna Stummer, who has taken out the youth Ironman in the females today for the mighty Mullaloo. Jenna, how was that?
Good.
Are you sure that's not what you said when you finished? You said it was a bit tough out there.
It's very wavy.
Very wavy. So Ruby from Northcote took it out pretty hard, didn't she? But you just had to keep at it out there, didn't you? Just had to keep plugging away. Pretty tough conditions.
Yeah.
And I bet you speak more than this when you're at home. I bet you can't shut you up when you're at home. Lots of cheering from the guys from Mullaloo, right? So good, strong team performance. There's some good guys at Mullaloo.
Yeah.
Say something, Jenna.
Yeah, they're pretty good, I guess.
Jenna, what else have you got to do today?
Cameron, really.
Good luck. Thanks for the interview. That was one of the best interviews I've ever had at the WA Surf League. She can swim. She's good on the board. She's a gun. Her teammates all love her. Thanks, Jenna. Well done. We'll look forward to seeing you in the Cameron relay. And don't be scared, folks. It's all about promoting your club. We go back down to the board. And Jenna Stummer, that was a really good race. Tough conditions for the girl. We go back down to the open board. Truey.
Yeah, so in the final hands, we see them just crouching down to get that start. And again, nice even start there. And probably on the right there, it looks like that might be Kalani Scott with a really good start. Keris in the middle there, always strong off that start. That's where the power comes from in her racing. And then down to, I can't quite see on the left there, looks like Nikita from the other City of Perth team. So really good racing here. They're just popping, just sitting up to get over these runs. And then we'll see what's out the back to just make that a little bit more difficult. The wind is up, the waves are up. And the open female paddlers, they're out there working hard to get maximum points for their club. Keris Graham out in the front. Great start there.
Was where we first saw Nikita Freydenay, wasn't it, in the Western Surf League, or the WA Surf League a few years ago in the board when she first came to prominence. Great start from Keris Graham, as you say. Cottesloe rider in the mix as well. But Graham powering. She will be looking to get some points for Trigg Island. So Keris Graham getting married next weekend to Dan Humble. And she is looking to celebrate this afternoon and pick up some points for her club. Great start from Keris Graham. Straight at it, straight through. Power, technique, all that strength, all that experience. Keris Graham, great start to the board league.
Yeah, so she's got Ashley Booker from Sorrento. We saw them have a bit of a battle in the ski, in the Iron Woman. Now they're back at it in the board. So Ashley probably not quite close enough on her tail there to be getting a lot of advantage. But she's just got her head down, following Keris, dropping onto her stomach there, just to rest the legs as they head around that first can. So a couple more cans to go. But again, great racing and really experienced racing there from Keris. Ashley, she looks like she's got some speed up her sleeves. So we'll have to see how she goes and whether she can match Keris with the power into the runs and I suppose the really good surf skills that we know that these two ladies have got.
So across the top of the apex now into the headwind and makes the turn now. Keris Graham goes round in first and Ashley Booker in second. And Daylight back to third, I reckon. Then another gap again back to fourth, Truey. So as we see the big boys of the board assemble down here on the beach, not far away from sending the boys away. But you can see Keris Graham now is looking for those runs, Truey. She comes back into the sand.
Yeah, so she's working hard just in that run. You just see it just drop off. The back of the board goes down. She had a quick look over her left shoulder just to see what's coming. There's nothing big out the back. Ashley here from Sorrento working really hard, but I think Keris is going to get that wave. That's just set up with that run, and that's just about race over there. So we'll have to see if there's a wave coming in for Ashley, but at this stage it's Keris just with that extra little bit of advantage and that little kick on that run, and on the back of some white water there. So there might be a wave coming out the back. But Ashley has just pulled a ripper wave. Look at her come through, straight up to Keris. Keris knew she was coming, and Ashley from Sorrento has joined Keris there, 1 and 2. Another tight race, another sprint finish.
Let's bring them in, folks. So Sorrento and Trigg Island, let's bring them in. Keris Graham milking every little run there. It's going to come to the run. Who hops off first? Graham on her feet. Beautiful technique up that little bank. Ashley Booker in second. Let's bring her home. All the experience. Trig Island take it out. Nice work from Ashley Booker. Good racing. Little grimace on the line from Keris Graham. Well done, Ashley. Truey, race on for third here. All important points for each team.
Yeah, have a look at that. Third, fourth, fifth and sixth all on this run. And this, I might have to get someone on the beach to call this one because this is way too close. Kalani and Nikita there up 3 and 4 now. And look at these girls racing hard against each other. Great racing, good teammates, but it comes down to the line when you're racing 1 and 2.
Exciting racing here at the WA Surf League. We might try and catch up with Keris Graham if we can grab a camera down here. We'll just get one of our cameramen who's just bringing in the finishes. Good racing, the strong winds down here. So we'll try and locate one of our camera guys down here for our finish line interview. For those of you watching at home, I hope you're enjoying the first leg of 3 in the WA Surf League here at Secret Harbour. We head off to Scarborough next and off to Sorrento next. And thank you to Sunsmart for bringing us to the events today. So really good racing from Booker and Graham at the front of the field. And let's talk to Keris Graham right now. Keris, well done. Across the finish line first. Bit to do right at the end.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Just missed that first wave, but yeah.
Enjoying the surf conditions today. There's a bit going on out there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's pretty challenging. It's great to be racing in a bit of surf.
Trig Island picking up some points, so it's all about the team today. Dan spoke about that a little bit earlier on, so he's happy and to represent the red, white and green is big today.
Yeah, it's the team. It's not really how club goes.
Dan mentioned he hasn't written his speech for next week yet. How are you shaping up? You nervous? You happy? You excited? How are you feeling?
Yeah, just get this weekend out of the way and finish work, so then it'll be good.
Well done. Thank you. Well done. Good win today.
Thank you.
And well done to Ashley Booker as well. Keris Graham, who takes it out for Trig in the Open Women's Board. Let's go down to our starter men's board, ready to go. Grant True, back to you. Central commentary.
Yeah, look, what a hot field in this board. Matt Collis is one of the ones to watch as we see the bio of Keris Graham out there. Look at those achievements. Now she's going to be watching to see how Trig goes in this next race. So Wes Gould again in the middle, so strong off that start on that yellow board. And then we see, I think that's Josh Maurice there, local boy on the blue board. And then in the middle of the screen there, you can see with that red nose on that board, that's Matt Collis. He's won this race numerous times. I think last year he took out the triple race, so 1, 2 and 3. So he's in there from the City of Perth red team. So still fairly even race there. Josh Maurice, Wes Gould, Matt Collis right up there. And I think that might be Devon there from Trig Island. I think, can't quite pick that out, joining the top 3 and 4. So great racing here. And then, but Matt Collis there has put a great start in and just so balanced, so strong and so tall. And he's just really finding his rhythm there. So he's going to be getting the first crack around these turning cans. And we'll see how he goes with this run. We saw what a difference the wave and the runs made in the female board. Let's see what happens later on in this male race.
So Matt Collis, the out in front. I see that a lot of the City of Perth guys training in the sea breeze in the afternoon. So Matt Collis wouldn't have minded this today. Training in the sea breeze all the time, City of Perth. Matt Collis out in front, Wes Gould there as well. You can see the overhead shots from the Sunsmart drone cam. Matt Collis goes down on to his stomach. He has a lead, but he does have company. It's all going to be about the run in. Matt Collis, the big laconic university student, doesn't do much when he's walking around. True, he's pretty quiet. He's pretty laid back, pretty easygoing bloke. All about the race today. Here we go.
Yeah, so Matt Collis there in first position, just turning first around that can. First of the runs, and that might be Patrick, Wes Gould, and and maybe Devon in fourth position. But first run there, we saw Keris had the runs first, and that she got a fairly big lead. But then we saw what can happen coming from second and third. So it's not over to that last run. And we see the first wave just coming under Matt there. It's just fattened up a little bit. He probably won't get it. Now it's going to be 1 and 2 on this next run. So Patrick Ely there just joining Matt on that first lot of runs. Wes Gould just working hard. He's probably just dropped off the back of that one. But look at this run here. Great footage here. Matt Collis, Patrick Ely, long strokes, saving some energy, keeping that board speed up, and just to try and get this little tiny run that's going to fatten up. The afterburners go on for Matt, and he's working hard just to try and get across that bank, and I think that's going to pay dividends for him. Great bit of paddling there. Patrick still got a bit in the tank, but Matt Collis hard paddling.
He's
and
up
for his feet.
Good, great runs to the line. Led from go to woe today. Great start, great middle, great finish from Matthew Collis. Well done, Matty. Trig Island in second. Dominant performance from Matty Collis out there today. City of Perth pick up some numbers. Wes Gould in the run to the line in third. Wes Gould picks up some points for Cottesloe as well. Joshua Maurice there or thereabouts. Got a competitor from Japan in there today racing for North Cottesloe, Yuji. And he is pulled on the North Cot togs and surf cap today. So well done, Yuji, from all the way over from Japan. We'll catch up with Matt Collis in just a moment, Truey.
So that was some really good racing there. And it's, again, just the way Matt got his head down and the long strokes really paid dividends there for Matt from the City Red team. So the youth Ironman, they're just getting themselves sorted on the beach. Probably some ones to watch. Jules Friedenay from Trig Island, Nathan Hunt from City of Perth. We've got more competitors. Kia Machado from Trig Island, but he's with the Secret Harbour team today, so joining up to work out there. Jarvis from Trig Island always up there, and Daniel Snook from Sorrento. They're probably going to be the ones to watch in what is looking to be a pretty tricky course out there, and some hard work for these young fellas.
Matt Collis is down here at the finish line. He's picked up the open board. Mate, I'd describe that. Good start, good middle, good finish. It was pretty good, wasn't it, all round? Pretty happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some real quick kids in this race. You have to go good the whole way if you want to do well, and I was lucky enough to be able to go good the whole way around.
So these surf conditions, I know the City of Perth are down there in the afternoon, down on the beach when the sea breezes in. I suppose that helps a bit when you get a northwester like this?
Oh, it's similar, but the northwester, especially on the start, like everything's opposite. So of course it's easier. We do prefer the southwest more, but it's probably easier than not training in it normally.
Yeah, sure. Some the surf throws up some good results, but the City of Perth gets some points courtesy of you. That's good for the team, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We've had some real good results, and I'm just glad I can help the team as best as I can.
Yeah, well done, Matt Collis, everyone. Thank you, Matt.
Cheers, thank you.
Matt Collis from the City of Perth. Well done, mate. He wins the open board. We go back down to the start for our next event.
Yeah, so we've got the results there for the open female board. We saw Karis and Ashley, a really tough finish there into 1 and 2. Kalani, Scott, and Nikita Friedenay, the two City of Perth competitors. And Hannah Greenfield with Team Cottesloe there. Her dad is a very good board paddler, and she's obviously following in the family footsteps. Great start there. Youth Ironman, bit of carnage. Let's see how we go after this bank.
So some good surf names in there, wasn't there, Truey? Some of the immediate descendants of some stars of yesterday, and they head out across the bank now. So all about picking up some points for your team. And the youth Ironman now head across the bank for the first time. So great day's racing. If you are watching at home, WA Surf League, thanks to Sunsmart down here for race 1 of the series, or event 1 of the series, WA Surf League, down here at Secret Harbour. Winds coming in about 30 k's an hour from the northwest, and temperature around about 23, 24 degrees down here on the beach. Tough conditions, but exciting conditions for the spectators. Pretty tough for the juniors and for the youth guys, but super exciting racing. Once they get around that can, and they just fly in back to the beach in all of our events that we've seen today.
Yeah, so live around the world on Facebook and the internet, the Sunsmart Surf League. As you can see, the conditions down here, the air temperature's just dropped a little bit. We might have a chance of rain later on, but that wind, northwest, really nasty, but it's throwing up some good swell and some good waves, and that's keeping everything really exciting today. So these young fellas in the Youth Ironman are halfway out. Wasn't a lot of surf to hit them and worry them. So they've had the probably easiest run all day, and they're making their way out. So looks like Mullaloo, Trig Island, City of Perth doing the best there. And again, we'll see what these waves, they make such a difference. So these young fellas, board, and then swim like the ladies. And then we'll be into, I think the surf race is coming up after that. So board swim for these guys, and that's definitely Mother Lou, joined by a big group of Trig Island, Northcote and City of Perth competitors.
Plenty of action to come from the WA Surf League. The boats, the exciting boats finals will be coming up for the men and the women, Truey, and I would ask all the boat crews to be ready for that today. Beach flag still to come, the swim event still to come as well. This is the youth Ironman race today, the board and the swim. And so plenty of action that's still to happen down here at beautiful Secret Harbour Surf Lifesaving Club. I hope you're enjoying it, watching at home on mybeach.com.au or in our highlights packages.
Yeah, so this wind, I called it before with the clouds coming in. This wind has just sit up. But look at these guys. They're doing a great job of handling it. It's probably knocked a bit off the top of the swell, but these runs are just running from pretty much halfway out all the way in. So great surf conditions there. 2 Trig Island teams there, 1 and 2 at the moment. Just pulling onto that little run. Great there, good points for them. Big wave out the back, City of Perth pulling onto it. That's going to make a difference to where these competitors finish. And you see, just as they lay down, they lift the nose, pop it up, avoid a bit of a nosedive there. But Trig Island, they're 1 and 2. Great work so far on the first leg of the Youth Ironman.
Jarvis Karen, we reckon, from Trig will probably get around under the Sunsmart banner first. So Jarvis Karen from Trig. Well done, Jarvis. He's been around that club since he was a nipper, I reckon. And he is now finding himself in the lead of the Ironman. But he's got company. Another Trig competitor goes past him now. Jarvis Cameron, goggles on. Swim leg coming up, Truey. And as we always have in the youth events, lots of crowd support. They love to see these kids that they've known since they were little in open competition. Go the crowd.
Yeah, that's right. And look, they're really doing well here. They're heading down to the right. They've watched what's happened in the other races, which is really good, really mature racing. And they know that they've got to head to the right for this wash. But I think this tide's just come in a little bit, and that's really made a big difference to this bank. They can still stand, but there's so much swimming on the way out and so much swimming on the way in.
So encourage all of the competitors as they come past under the Sunsmart arch, folks. These guys are picking up valuable points every time they step out. That's what it's all about. The WA Surf League, it's a team event. Each series leg is a standalone event, not a series as such. So there will be our first, second and third for each of the competitors today. You can see the results of the open male board race flicking across the bottom of the screen there. Joshi Maurice from Secret Harbour. Yuji Nonamura from Japan racing for Northcote today. Harry Jones in 8th. Declan Cook from the Sorrento Stingrays. And Archie Davis rounding out the top 10. Matty Collis, our leader, our winner. Patrick Healy in 2nd from Trig. Wes Gould, Cottesloe, Curra in 3rd. So approaching the top mark. Truey getting out past that second of the wave legs there into open water, relatively speaking, but still plenty of strength work required as they get across that into the headwind. Just watching them on the drone can here, Truey, the Sunsmart drone can. We can see 4 of them converging on the can at this stage. So still Trig Island out in front. Trig Island 1-2 at this stage. So the boys from Trig hit the can and they will need to get across the apex and then get themselves back into that wave zone as quickly as they can. But there's plenty of exciting racing as they head across the can into the waves for people watching at home. The WA Surf League racing to the guys from the Trig Island Surf Club. So strong in the water, the Trig guys dominated the ski today with both Keris Graham and Dan Humber winning the ski legs. But the boys opening up a nice strong leg, and there's plenty of swim training in those arms, Drew. You can see the strength and the fitness.
Yeah, look, and one thing that you can't really see from home watching is just how strong this wind is. From the shore, and those that are watching live down at Secret Harbour, you can really see the spray. Every stroke they take, there's a big wash and a big spray coming off the back. It's really hard work. As a swimmer, you just can never quite get a clear vision. On the way in, you've really got no idea what's coming. You've got to feel it. You've got to feel it in your feet first and just hope that you can get your head down and catch a wave as far as you can. So these guys have done really great racing, great lines, and look, they're young and they're not quite as tall and strong as they're going to be, but their swimming is quick and it's really strong.
So it looks like Trig might go 1-2 here, Chewy. So Karen Jarvis has refound his way to the top of the field. But there's plenty happening. They come into the wave zone now, Chewy. So Trig boys 1 and 2, but they've got company just behind them. This race is a long way from being over. Big wave coming through now.
Yeah, let's see. We just see the whitewash there. Heads down, one's on. Still on. Look at that great bit of surf skills. For a competitor so young, really held that well. Arms out, other arms keeping the speed up. Head down. Now he's got to kick. Get that head down and kick and hold your breath for as long as possible. That is great surf skills.
Sure is.
He's even headed to the right a bit to try and get the best line.
We think that might be Harper Davies, so we're just waiting to see from Trig Island. We're just getting Dave Summers to spot these for us back in central commentary, and we think Harper Davies stands up now. So the Trig Island guys, looks like they might take it out, Chewy. So lots of support. Let's bring him in, the winner of Youth Ironman. We reckon that might be Harper Davies, Chewy.
Yeah, that's right. Harper coming up for a win in the Youth Ironman. Great swim, great surf skills, and Nathan Hunt into second position. These guys really kept their head down, and then Jarvis from Trig Island into third position. So, look, that was great. If they're the lifesavers and champions of the future, we're in good hands here in WA. That was great surf skills.
Trig taking it out in third with Karen just coming across the line now. A little look over his shoulder. Great from Hunt today, wasn't it, Chewy? Had a really strong second swim, got that wave and put himself up in the running today. But there it is. There's the future stars of surf swimming and surf Ironman in Western Australia. Grant True, we'll go to you in just a moment. We're getting a camera down to you there, but bring them in. Northcott coming across the line now. Truey, you are down there with our winner, I believe, on a very exciting conclusion to the Youth Male Ironman.
Thanks, Simon. We've got the winner down here in the main arena, Harper from Trig Island. Now, the board, it was a good board paddle, but that swim, amazing bit of surf skills on the way in.
Yeah, that swim was really weird. I kind of was going all over the place on the way out, but yeah, on the way in, I just got a wave. I thought the person behind me was on it, but obviously not. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, look, and you just kept your head down. You kept that right arm just ticking over, keeping the speed up. You must be knackered after that.
Oh, well and truly, yeah. That was horrible.
Okay, well done, Harper. Champion there in the Youth Ironman, and I look forward to seeing you in future Surf League.
Thank you.
But on Harper Davies from Trig Island Red. Thank you, Truey, down on the finish line. To people watching at home, still competitors coming across the line. We said it a few times. Open male board race finish results up there. Matty Collis picks up 15 points. Patrick Healy, 14. And lots of support for the young guys as they come across, picking up points for their teams. Wes Gould's had a good day. He's been in everything today. Wesley Gould. Kelton Mulvey in 4th. Jackson Blom 5th. Joshi Maurice Yuji Nonamura over from Japan for Northcott. Harry Jones. Declan Cook and Archie Davies rounding out the top 10 for the open male board race. Not far away from the open female swim, I reckon, Truey. So we might get you back down there because that's one of your pet events, our referee and our starters. Some of the big guys come out to play in the open swim, Truey.
They're just getting their line set, about to get a start. Now, interesting start here. Some of the competitors opting to start behind so they can run around and head north as possible. Alex Slocum, she's gone so far north. She's probably about 10 metres away from her nearest competitor. Let's see if that pays dividends. She's a pretty experienced swimmer, and she's headed as far north as she can.
So for people watching at home and for people who are new to the Surf League, that is to take advantage of that northerly north-south drift to try and push themselves back into the can. But Slocum goes way north. It's a good field, this one, Truey, isn't it? We love these races as we see the first of the finalists in the boat crews putting the boats into position. This should be very exciting today. But Truey, we go back to our screen. here at the central commentary position. Pretty even start from the girls, you'd have to say. So they now do that final dive into the deeper water. They go off the bank and start heading through. But it looks like the City of Perth are leading the open female surf race at this stage. So that may have paid off for Slocum. But she has got company now, so the rest of the field joining them. And as you can see, they're all getting bashed by a wave now. Surf skills required. Very noticeable with the young fellas who just finished how chaotic it is out there. 1 minute you're in open water, next minute you're on a wave, and next minute you're banging into someone. So very, very chaotic scenes as we have our beach camera on the girls as they head out to the can for the first time. So race on here, Truey. Big line of girls, but it has a couple of them have got away. I think Slocum from City of Perth is sitting at shoulder to shoulder with one of the Sorrento swimmers, I reckon. And they're about to make their way around the can.
Look, from the beach here, we can see that it's such a narrow lead for anyone at this stage. They pop over that last wave. And I tell you what, I've got the boaties lining up here for the female boat final. They're eyeing off some of these waves as well. But these young ladies, they've really actually held quite a good line. A little bit of work now to do, head back up to Ryder Screen or back to the north. But they've come across that bank. They've probably copped the biggest waves so far today. And they've done well to get out the back into some clean water. So a right-hand turn coming up soon. And then we'll see if we can pick the leading clubs there or even some of the swimmers. But so far, these ladies have done a great swim.
The drone cam, water from the drone cam, but see it's not. We can see that Mullaloo are out in front now with, I think, Trig Island just closing in there. So Mullaloo just getting a break, but Trig Island into City of Perth, duking it out back there in third spot. They go around the apex of the course now. Mullaloo, beautiful bit of surf swimming through the headwind part of the course. Makes the turn now. Race into it this stage. Mullaloo just powering away. Just put in some big strokes with the tailwind there. True, we're looking at the Sunsmart overhead shot. But now just getting back up on the shoulder of the Mullaloo swimmer. Mullaloo looking very, very Trig Island, about a body length behind Tree. I'll come back down to you on the beach as they make their way in now through the waves. Waiting for the waves. So it's going to come down to this. It looks like third and fourth may be out of it unless they can get on a wave early, but they're in dead water now, True. They're waiting for the swell to come through. Mullaloo now sitting in third. Sorrento pushing through now in third. And game on. This will come down to the final run to the line. Back to you, Truey. It looks like Trig Island are now got their noses in front.
Yeah, so look, I'm going to get in trouble for probably calling the wrong name, but it may well be Soraya lead out in front. Sophie from City of Perth in second place. Here comes a wave. This is going to make a difference. Just getting their heads over. We've seen it make a big difference in the youth Ironman, and we've seen the heads down, kick hard. And looks like Trig Island, that cap's just popped up again.
City of Perth have got their way through on the wave there, Truey, just looking at the camera shot. So a nice wave from the City of Perth swimmer. So plenty happening out there. Soraya Lee was leading, but she's bounced back to second spot now. The run across the sand now starts in earnest, but a great wave for the City of Perth swimmer, and she makes her way through now. Awesome shots here. So they stand up now, Truey.
Yeah, Trig Island coming through into the lead there. It might be Ella from the crowds cheering. Sorrento, City of Perth, Mullaloo. Wow, these waves are making such a difference, and these girls are absolutely knackered. They've had to work hard on those waves. Great swimming in the open surf race.
Trig Island take it out. Can you believe it? Soraya Lee looks over her shoulder now, in the lead for so long today. Looks so strong around the can today. But Trig Island take it out. Great courtesies and great surf skills. One of the blue ribbon events of the meet, isn't it? The open surf races for the men and the women. And that was a fantastic race out there. Decided by a wave ultimately. And Trig Island do take it out. We'll go down to Truey with our winner in just a moment. Just checking on a few names and getting our cameras into position. Surfboat's not far away, all in readiness down here on the start line. And Truey, you are there with a very happy Trig Island winner.
Yeah, that's right. Open surf race winner, Charlize from Trig Island. Amazing, amazing wave there. You seem to come from second and third on those runs and then just work that wave beautifully.
Yeah, it really tested my lungs, but I've been doing a lot of hypoxic work with pool rescue, so I guess it came into play just then holding that wave.
And so, look, tell us about when you catch a wave, what are you thinking?
So obviously maintain a strong kick and then streamline as tight as possible. And then I just got to put my head down and just hold for as long as I can.
Looks, it's really windy and really strong. All the field in that ladies surf race held a really good line. When did you get the first chance to look up and see that first yellow can?
So I was a bit far to the right, and then I had to swim over a little bit, but I could see the can past the break because the waves were kind of blocking my vision at the start. So, yeah.
Well done. A win in the open surf race, and we look forward to seeing you in future surf leagues.
Thank you.
Well done, Truey. Well done, Shalise from Trig Island. So, great interview there, mate. And just the surf, the harder you work out there, the luckier you get when it comes to the surf. All in, and our overhead shot now shows the boat crew is good to go. And I know you love this, Truey. This is your cup of tea. Former swimmer, surfboat crew sweep. Truey will be down there with our start. So just repeating, the youth male Ironman results are now up on our screen. First place, Harper Davies from Trig. Nathan Hunt from City. Good race from him. A really good second leg. Jarvis Karen from Trig Island in third. Jules Frednay, one of the names to watch in City Black. Johan Szymanski from Northcott. Tom Harvey from Mullaloo. Christian Seidel from Cott. Cole Johns in eighth from Secret Harbour. Well done, Cole. Luke McCord from Mullaloo, and Nick Collins rounds out the top 10 today. So, hope you're enjoying the coverage on mybeach.com.au. Not far away from the start of the surf boats, and the girls will get off the line first. Wearing the helmets today, you can see on the screen there the former president of Surf Lifesaving WA, Mark Irwin, getting the girls in from the team Navy, and seems to be wearing some sort of weird Christmas outfit today, Mark Irwin, which is to be expected. We're watching the drone can from up on high. So, Truey, tough conditions for the boats today. What have you got down there on the start line?
Yeah, so we've got some red-hot crews here. So I think the first three winners, or the first three place, are going to come from the crews that are down to the left. So Scarborough, we saw them really good in second round or first round of the Navy Surfboat League. Northcott, they are always strong and always up there. And then City of Perth Red, one of the two City crews in the final. We've then got City Black, Sorrento, and then Secret Harbour Home Club. They're up to the far end of the course, but they obviously know all about these conditions. But I tell you what, Northcott, City Red and Scarborough, they're my picks for this. We are going to see some amazing surf skills and hopefully some amazing drone footage from this, the A final for the female surfboat.
You see the results from the Open Female Surf Race just ticking through on the bottom of the screen, mybeach.com.au. They are away, Truey.
Yeah,
back down to you.
Yeah, so a running sprint start and finish for these sweeps. And as soon as they're on that, touch that boat, the crews can get away. So crews just to the left of screen, probably getting the best of the starts, but there's a long way to go. I tell you what, these sweeps, they'll be working overtime today. It's hard work out there, even in flat water. When it gets a chop or a wave, it's really hard. So I hope you're getting some footage there on the drones. Probably looking at one of the two city crews there in the middle. Big wind, big white waters to come.
Great to have the surf boats in the main arena, Truey, as part of the WA Surf League. They're real characters, big part of any surf club, the surf boats, and they the big lumbering giants getting out through the waves. Now, can't wait to see them coming back in, Truey. That's when all the action will be. But this is all about strength. This is about working as a team. And they get themselves out through the water now into the open water. This is the female open surfboat racing. Can't wait for them to make their turn and head back in with those big waves out there, Truey. Should be a ripper today.
Yeah, so looks like Scarborough's got the best of the start. Her off to the left. Little bit of a problem there for Northcott. City crew in the middle. Secret Harbour, they were the early leaders across this bank, but they've been brought back to the rest of the field. And Sorrento, they're probably the surprise packet so far, comfortably sitting in third. And again, I know they're going to want some big points. So this is halfway out. They've got a turn, which in these conditions is super tough. Let's see if we can get some footage coming around this turn. But at this stage, it's Scarborough and City, closely followed by Sorrento.
Overhead shots look magnificent, Truey. Looks like they're out in the middle of the open ocean as they make their way to the cans. Very technical, isn't it? The turning required and the sweep working overtime as they do make the turns. But overhead, as you've said, we've got the two teams out in front, and now just City. Looks like the City team are just starting to pull up now. So City starting to work hard. So approaching those turning cans, Truey. All about technique here. Got your own can to make your way around, and then the big run to the line starts. But probably all five teams are in it at this stage, Truey. Just looking at the overhead shots, but they make their turns. The turn's coming up right now.
Yeah, so it looks like it's Scarborough on the far left. They're going to go into the turn first. City of Perth, they're in a very tight second position. And I tell you what, these crews are just trying to get around level and so they can catch the first of these runs. There are some big waves coming, and I tell you what, these sweeps will be working overtime, and their rowers, total faith in their sweep, but there's some hard work to come in for these sweeps. Big run there from City of Perth. See the white water just wash up on the side of that bow. They've slewed a little bit, but that's okay. They've got room to come back. And then Scarborough, they're heading in straight. Sorrento, Northcott, they've turned. But City of Perth, let's see what comes here. John Garbo Lever's on that sweep oar. He loves this big wave. Let's see what happens as they start to make their way into the drop zone.
I'll tell you what, True, just watching the sweep Mark Irwin in the Scarborough, they had an unbelievably good turn. I'll come back to you in just a second, but they made up a heap of ground in the Kathleen Gornell. The Scarborough team, swept by Mark Irwin, they had a superb turn, and they're coming back into the wave zone right now.
Yeah. So this is actually going to come up to a run on the beach. So City just popping over that wave. The bow rower just trailing there to get the oar out of the way. Little bit of sidewards, bit of deep water. Scarborough's probably come in closer. Let's see what happens. This is going to be so tight for a finish for maximum points in the female boat race.
So there's a bit of cheering down here on the beach. We think Scarborough might have got it, True. We're just looking at our camera shots now. A big run for the competitors there with those big helmets on. But I think that Scarborough may have got it. We'll wait to get the result. Maybe City of Perth, Scarborough, then City of Perth. So really good racing.
Oh, yes, we've got a bit of carnage out there. Couple of boats hitting. It's absolute mayhem on the shore here. These crews have got to try and find their finishing flag to make sure their crew finishes correctly. So great racing there. Sorrento, I think, into fourth. Northcott into third. And look, I can't wait for the men's final, which is just around the corner.
Jory, I might get you back up in central commentary because this is your area of expertise, and we'll bring you back up. You can see the racing. But the Scarborough turn was awesome out there, but City of Perth came home with a wet sail and all came down to the waves. We're waiting on a final confirmation. You could actually hear, when those two boats collided, you could actually hear the bang up here on the beach, and you can hear the excitement in the crowd. Very, very exciting. The boys are getting themselves into position now, the big hitters of surf competition here in Western Australia. But we think unofficially Scarborough might have taken it out from the City of Perth, but we'll try and bring you some more details there. But very exciting racing, tough conditions, not far away from the open male surfboat races.
Okay, so finals of the beach flags coming up soon as the crews get themselves set, swapping oars and rollicks. But some spectacular racing, and open male surf race I think is on soon. We've got the beach flags, surfboat racing still to come, and then into the team events. So still lots to go on today. I think we're down to the last three in the male and female beach flags, and Simon will be up there calling the action live across the internet for the Sunsmart Surf League. So don't forget, keep Sunsmart. And the last three competitors there, City of Perth, I think that's Secret Harbour and City of Perth for the final three in the ladies' flags.
Down to the final three in the women's beach flags. And Jackson Simons joins us on the beach, resting up the niggly knee. Who have we got here, mate?
I think you got Britt Horton up top, Julia down the bottom. I'm not too sure who this Secret Harbour girl is, but she's the meat in the sandwich here, and I think the City girls are just going to box her out and gang up on here.
All right, so we're just all in readiness here. 3 runners, 2 flags, just waiting for our marshals to set up here. And Jacko, looking over the Secret Harbour surface here, what can you see? What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's got a little bit of a slope in it, so it would favour the people turning down towards the ocean, but I think Britt might have this one covered pretty easy. She's turning pretty good all day, and I think, yeah, just a class above.
Brittany Hootnagar we're talking about here. So just looking, you can see the boys in the final 3 down there. Your man hosty, Tommy Nolan. So 3 very different characters there.
Yeah, very different. And you got young Christian, who's first year 19, he's trying to mix it with the big boys. And I think Tommy Nolan might have a little bit of fun here, and he might come for hosty, or he might just play it safe and stay down the bottom. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they go.
All right, so we have our camera down here. This is the final of the beach face. We're down to 3 and 2 flags. We're just waiting for our recording staff to turn up, and then we are away. So just waiting and see Tegan Maffescioni down there as well from Northcott. And we're not far away from the getting it down. 3 runners, 2 flags, 2 sticks. Brittany Hootnagar in there, the 2 City Beach competitors, and someone from Secret Harbour as well.
Yeah, so Simon, just as we're waiting for a start there in the beach flags, I think we've got the male surf race maybe coming up soon. Some ones to watch there. By the way, we've got great drone footage there for the flags. We've got Max Anderson, like Jake Smith, Australian team representative. He'll be definitely one.
And for Abby, if you're down here on the beach today from Secret Harbour, well done, Abby, the 14-year-olds. We go now, Jackson Simons, we're about to get at the big surf boats underway. Full names here, mate. No nicknames. No, we've got Tommy Nolan for Northcott. He's a Rolls Royce to watch, isn't he? And he's so smooth and so organised. He goes down last, but the other 2 boys?
You got Christian Sayers, and this is where I get really stumped. It's either Ed Host or Will Host. They're twins, and I can't tell them apart, but we just call them Hosty because it's easier.
So all in readiness down here in starters' hands. So different techniques, different personalities, different characters. That's the great thing about beach flags, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's got their own turn. Everyone's got their own style they like to go about it, and some like to show their dominance. And look at Tommy Knowles there. He's just a class above, and yeah, Hosty just tripped, and that was a bit unfortunate. Otherwise, it would have been a good battle for that final 3.
So Tom Nolan, the mild-mannered Tommy Nolan goes through. Well done. So Tom Nolan goes through. Hosty did have a stumble earlier from Trig Island. Truey, I'll stay over here on the flags if that's okay, because we go to our final now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Julia Dwyer and Brittany Hootnagar into the final of the women's flags on a windswept Secret Harbour. Jacko, if you had $2 in your pocket and you went down to the local betting shop, who would you be?
Her turn at the moment is really good, but then I probably wouldn't back that one in either.
It's not a bad thing. It keeps you away from stops you falling in with the wrong crowd, that one, Jacko, I reckon. So the girls in readiness here. You go through all the series, all the heats, and get through all the semis, and here we go. It's game on now. Is it still about technique and process, or just having a big competitive crack here?
I think you still have to trust your processes and do what you need to do in the turn, and then you still got to have smart, protect the flag and cover it, and then really it's just if the other person gets a better turn on the day, then that's the way it is.
In starters' hands down here, the final of the women's beach flags. Jackson Simons and Simon Beaumont with you. WA Surf League, Brittany Hootnagar and Julia Dwyer from the city of Perth. Here we go. All right, we're getting ready to go down. They go down, heads down, they up and about. Great start from Hootnagar. She gets that left shoulder in front. A dive for the flag. Great work from the 2 girls from the city of Perth. Brittany Hootnagar, too good on the day. The big cuddles, the camaraderie. So she wins the beach sprint. She wins the flags. And if he did place a bet, Jacko Simons would have taken that out. We'll get Brittany Hootnagar in just a moment for a very quick interview before we go to the belt.
Yeah, Simon, we might just jump in there. We've got the open male boat cruise are just onto a start here. And we've got Fremantle City, Northcott, Mullaloo City and Cottesloe. And the sweep's just getting off for the run. And let's see how spectacular this surfboat racing is. So all in a line. Pretty even start there. Northcott getting the best of the start. Just pushing up into Mullaloo. And then City Red in that red boat, probably clean as well. So this is going to be some tight racing. Looking forward to even Fremantle on the far left doing really well.
Thanks, Truey. We'll just leave the surf boats momentarily. Christian Sayers and Tom Nolan on the sand, the final. And all about the turn according to Jackson Simons. All in readiness down here. Brittany Hootnagar has won the female open flags. We'll come back to the surf boats in just a moment, Truey. I'm sure there's plenty of action out there. We're in starters' hands here. Tommy Nolan, Christian Sayers. Thumbs up from the officials. Jacko Simons, in a word?
Oh no, this will be a good battle. They're both turned down towards the beach, so if Tommy Nolan gets a good turn, it could be him, and if Christian gets across and protects it, he might get it as well. So it should be a good battle.
It's a very long one word there from Jacko Simons, but you get the drift. They're up and about, and Tommy Nolan just powers through, gets North Cottesloe take out the flags. Christian, great work from him as well. Chewy, back to you for the Surfboats, and we'll bring you some interviews down here in a second.
Yeah, so we had some carnage there going out through the waves, but all clean out there now. And I tell you what, the team from City Red and Fremantle, they're out to an absolute flyer, and they're going to be really hard to come back from here. So the team from City Black, they're just coming up to the turn now, and they've probably got a 7 to 8 boat length lead, and there's Daylight into second. Back down to, I think it's maybe City of Perth and Fremantle, but the City, they're going to be coming in. We can see it's not over yet, and looking forward to seeing that big run, that first run there for City Black. That we see the white water kick up, the sweeps up on the chocks there, trying to keep it straight, correcting a little bit. But City of Perth and Mullaloo, they've now turned. Still a long way to go in this race. So you can see there on screen, that's the City Black crew. They're probably about halfway in. Now the trick here is for the sweep to keep it nice and balanced, nice and straight. And these rowers just get set to do their work. So first little run there. No big waves coming. A lot of work there in this strong wind for the sweeps. And don't forget, the bowman at the front, he's got to get out and run to finish off this race. But looking back there to Mullaloo, all the crews around that turn now. But City of Perth Red doing really well there and holding a nice tight line. The bowman will jump out, raise the flag for maximum points. And that's lots of good points there for City of Perth. So Fremantle in second, the other City of Perth team in third. But clean set of heels here as we see a little wave set up for City Red. And great bit of running there. So Fremantle into second. A tough way there to finish that for that rower. Copping it all right in the guts. But he'll be absolutely screaming for breath there. But good racing there and looking forward to the final of the Open Men's Beach Flag.
Little bit of diagonal beach running for that team coming through there, Chewy, but they get themselves home now and the flag goes up. So City of Perth are home.
So some great racing there from the A Surfboat final. And it may well have been City of Perth, Fremantle, and then City of Perth. So these conditions, so tough on the crews. Everyone's got to be switched on the whole race. And great footage there. And these guys will go home and have a good long rest. And I know they've got a carnival down here next week. So some pretty good experience. But the Sunsmart Surf League, Surfboats in the main arena, it's been a great addition.
We'll bring you an interview with Britt Hootengar, who's just won the flag. She's won the beach sprint and the flags today. She's had a really good day today, Brittany Hootengar. And we are down here. We'll wait for our camera position. Really exciting conclusion to the Surfboats today. Great to have them in the main arena today, bringing that certain indefinable something to the WA Surf League today, the characters, the big hitters of each and every club. I'm down here with Brittany Hootengar, who's just taken out the beach flags. Your teammate, your stablemate, and Julia Dwyer. But nice work from you today.
Yeah, thank you. I feel really strong and fit at the moment, so it's nice to have a bit of a practice, especially with a teammate as well, which makes it really special. So it's been good.
No, well done. So very different, in a different beach, different surface, isn't here at Secret Harbour. So you have to work all of that out as you go through. But you picked up some good points for your team today in the sprint and in the flag. So happy with that?
Yeah, super happy. Like, we're all about the team today, so all about getting points and maximum results. So the fact that we could take out 1 and 2 for the flags was really good.
Abby Pode in there as well, the 14-year-old from Secret Harbour. She made it through for the final 3, so that's good. You'd like to see the girls come through, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's nice to have new competition, and especially the young ones keeping me on my toes. So it's very good to see her in there, and I think she'll not surprise us, but she'll do some good things in the future.
Well done today. Two titles for you and for the City of Perth. Well done.
Thank you.
Brittany Hootengar down here on the sand. Thank you, Britt. And we've spoken to her a lot here at the WA Surf League. She gets herself on the podium a lot of times, but it is all about the team today down at the WA Surf League. And I'm just going to throw to my co-commentator, friend and colleague, Truey, because the Surfboats have got their moment in the sun, and it's time to talk to the winner of today's Open men's race. Truey.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. And we've got Mark Goodall, the stroke from the City of Perth Black Crew here. Look, dominant performance there. Tell us how hard it was just getting out through this break.
Oh, it's a little bit challenging, but I think you know as well as I do it's all about the sweep today. We can obviously get them out there, but they've got to get us back in, you know. So, but challenging conditions, but good fun at the same time.
And the turn was good, and then you just picked a few big runs and a beautiful little skate there just to finish off the race.
Yeah, we just locked onto one and took that home, and happy days.
All right, well, congratulations, winners of the A Boat Crew, the team from City Black. Okay, so open surf race coming up soon. Max Anderson, Loke and Jake Smith from Trigg Island. Charlie Hewitt is in with a chance, but he's a bit of a younger competitor as we into the starter's hands and heading up way north to try and get as much of an advantage as possible. So I actually think this tide's dropped. So for those watching at home and live, you can see there's a lot more bobbing around, a lot more running and wading across this inside bank. And what that does to the waves, it just makes them sit up a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to hold for these guys doing the surf race on the way in. So that wind is picking up and getting stronger and stronger all the time. But at this stage, that drone footage is fantastic. And we're going to see them just pop over this or just under this last little bit of white water. And then I think they're out and clean for the open men's surf race. So still a way to go, but pretty tight out there, too close to call. And we'll see if we can get some updated positions very soon. So it's Trigg Island out the front there in 1 and 2. And they've got a really good lead there, but count for huge amount of points. And these competitors getting down to the end of the day, just a few more.
The WA Surf Leg Surf Series, we call it the WA Surf League. Swimmers coming in, plenty to happen here. They come into the wave zone now, Troy. You can see the shots there. You're in the central commentary position. This is where it all happens.
Yeah, first little run there. It's turned into a wave, and look at that. Hands out, flat as a surfboard, kicking hard, one quick breath, and then it's straight down to business again. That's some great body surfing. And if he can hold that all the way in, that's this race wrapped up to a T. So Trigg Island in 1 and 2, dominant performance there again from their swimmers, as we've seen so many times. Trigg Island finishing the first 2 positions in these events. So looking back to Northcote, Secret Harbour just to pull on a wave, City of Perth, 2 competitors from City of Perth on a wave. But it's Trigg Island a 1 and 2. And good points there. It looks like it is Jake Smith there, Australian team member, into first position. And good points there. So lots of experience. And that body surfing, you won't see better than that.
Exciting climax now. So the crowd about to erupt down here and go crazy near the finish line. Really good racing down here. Let's bring him in. Nice work from the big Trigg Island swimmer there, Truey. Race on for second. 4 guys stand up together. Looks like Northcote might get there. Secret Harbour pushing hard. City of Perth pushing hard. So in there as well. We'll try and get a finish line interview in just a second. All important points. bring them across the line. You can see our shots from our finish line camera as we bring all of our swimmers through.
And so, Simon, with that being the last of the individual events, we now turn our attention to the Taplin Cameron style races. So these are the last two events today. The clubs really want to win these, and both of these are set up pretty much the same. So the youth have got 2 runners, seniors have got 1, and then the relevant craft for that age group. So, Simon, you're down there with a winner and someone who's shown some great surf skills.
Yes, he's had a big day today, and I said, how'd you go, Jake? What was that like out there? And he said, well, it's so much better than swimming in the pool. How was that? You seem to enjoy that, mate? Got a bit of a smile on the face?
Yeah, no, it was a great race. Obviously, Trig got 1 and 2, which is awesome for the club. Just love the chop. Like, you don't want to come down here and it's flat like a pool. It's just like you want a bit of a switch up. So it's great fun when you have conditions like this.
Unusual too, hey, with the wind coming out of north, so you got to push right through it. And then there's still a fair bit of strength required getting in when it's coming out of the north, though.
Yeah, well, Maxie Hunter gave me a cheeky point out on the start. It was a good spot to run out, so I took that path and it paid off quite well. Got to the cans pretty much first and then just held on from there.
Now, when I came down here this morning, everyone's saying, oh, Jake's just come back from this and he's come back from that. You're in good nick at the moment. What have you been doing, just to confirm, and what's coming up?
Probably spending a bit too much time at the buffet in the Netherlands, but I went from Germany, we did the German Cup there. Australia took away first place in that, winning the overall males and females, and then the same thing at the Orange Cup. So, yeah, it was awesome.
Well done, mate. That's great. What's coming up? We sometimes see you swimming over to the island later in the summer. What's coming up?
Well, next week I'll be heading over the east with a few of the other guys from WA to compete over there, and then obviously round 3 of that after that, and then state teams, which should be good fun.
Well done, Jake. Go, Jake, is the call. Well done, mate. Trig Island 1-2. Excellent.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Jake Smith. Well done, mate. Good job. Thank you. And he's in good form. He's up and about, Truey. One of the smartest swimmers I've ever spoken to, I reckon. That's saying something. Jake Smith, good win for him there. So he is in really good form. Back from Europe and loved the chop out there today. We have crowned some new winners in the last little while. The City of Perth first home in the boys in the boats, in the surfboats. Tommy Nolan wins the beach flags. Great performance from him, the king of the sand. Particularly with Charlie Rigby and with Jacko Simons having a lay day today. They'll be back bigger and better later on in the WA Surf League. And Brittany Hootengar dominating today in the beach sprint and in the beach flags as well.
Yeah, and look, the last 2 events of the day, the two team events. So we've got the open Taplin style race. So it's a bit of a mini Taplin. We're starting off with a 300 to 500 metre run, tagging on to then probably a board swim, board ski swim course, and then for the youth, it's more of a traditional Cameron. So they'll have a swimmer, a runner, a board paddler and a swimmer. So we see there the results there for the open surf race. Jake Smith, Benjamin Jones from Trig Island, Adam Sudlow from Northcott, Declan Cook, really good swim there from Sorrento, Tane Canton, local boy from Secret Harbour, Charlie Hewitt from City Red, and Harry Jones into 7th position from the Mullaloo team. So lots of points there for Trig Island. We see Trig Island Red doing really well on the points. And again, that second team just blocking everyone else from those points. So lots of tactics when it comes to the points. But I'm really looking forward to these last 2 team events. And I think when it comes to these team events, you can't go past the 2 Trig Island teams, both in the seniors and in the youth.
Yeah, no doubt. And as you heard Jake Smith say, very important to pick up points for the red, white and green there. Been very, very good in the Surf League format. They target these events. For those of you watching at home on mybeach.com.au, the 2 team events, which probably are the most well-supported. It's the climax of any of the Surf League events with the team events because everyone gets involved as handlers, as runners. The sprinters are all here as well. It's a super way to finish off any Surf League event. We then go up to the Secret Harbour Surf Club for our presentations today, work out the points, and we'll hand out some checks for 3rd and 2nd and 1st. But it's been a terrific program today already. Some of the people who've dominated the Surf League races in the past couple of seasons have been repeating, but some new names on the podium today. Guys like Matt Collis, and seeing some of the guys going through to the senior ranks as well. First time on a ski for a lot of people like Nikita Freydenay and others. So very, very exciting. We will do a full recap of our results a little bit later on. But all in readiness down here for our team events. Our marshals getting ready. You can just see underneath our graphic there of that results from the Open Surf League. You can just see the competitors getting ready for the mixed Cameron relay. And you can just see them and probably hear the marshals in the background. The wind still howling through. It's picked up a bit now, Truey, hasn't it? It's gone from sort of 25 k's an hour or 23 k's an hour through to about 30, 35. So really strong northwest is still blowing. And the mixed Cameron relay competitors not far away.
Yeah, the wind, it's just continued to increase, and it's just turned what was a relatively clean little wave into a little bit messy, a little bit choppy, which just makes it really uncomfortable, particularly for the craft competitors. There's no flat water. They're just getting hammered all the way in and all the way out. So the youth Cameron, really excited about this race. 2 runners, a swimmer and a board paddler, and it really does test the depth of the youth part of these clubs. So as I said, look, I think Trig Island will be there, the City of Perth will be there, and also the local team, Secret Harbour. They've got some very, very good young competitors, particularly with this type of swell and this type of surf. Northcott, they'll be there, and then Mullaloo have got a really strong youth contingent. So again, those are probably the top 4 or 5 picks for me. But look, when it comes to team events, really hard to go past Trig Island, particularly for Trig Island Red today. So starting off with a run, then a board, I think it might be, and then a run and a swim.
So you can see our shots down here from the beach side. You can see a lot of the competitors rugged up against the cool breeze. The Mullaloo guys there in their Mullaloo big towel things, dressing gown sort of things, and you can see all the different teams. So Sorrento, City of Perth, Cottesloe, Scarborough, Secret Harbour, some of our southwest competitors as well, the guys from Swanbourne, Netherlands. Swanbourne, Netherlands started off the day really well with a win in the male and female 2K beach runs. All the teams will be represented today, all 14 of the teams. The final of the mixed Cameron relay about to kick off. You can see the surf and the weather conditions there. The wind has picked up to 30 kilometres an hour now. It was sort of sitting around that 22, 23, but it's really strong here. Nice and cool. A few waves from our competitors down here for the camera. Nice and warm in the water. All the competitors reckon it's beautiful in the water, but it is pretty cool and breezy out here on the beach today after a week of record-breaking temperatures here in Perth, 2 days over 40 degrees Celsius. We find ourselves on Saturday, December the 7th on a pretty cool, overcast, blustery day. Great surf conditions, though. Very exciting. Very dramatic out there in the water. All about the surf skills. Presentations for the first of the events today. The upcoming event, the Mixed Ocean Man Relay, that'll be next. The Mixed Cameron Relay about to kick off. Thanks to Sunsmart. Even a day like today where it's overcast, Sunsmart, very important that you slop, slap, seek some shade, slide on some sunnies. Sunsmart have the My UV app, which you can access as well to let you know what the UV index is. Most people associated with great outdoor events like Surf Lifesaving know about the dangers of damage from the sun, of sun damage. But make sure you are sun protected when you are training, competing at any stage, at any time of the year and at any stage. The Sunsmart message incredibly important here in Western Australia and throughout the world. So all in readiness for the Mixed Cameron Relay, our final 2 events of the program, the WA Surf League. Thanks to Sunsmart. We go to Scarborough, we go to Sorrento in the next couple of rounds in the new year. The overhead shot there, you can see the marshals getting all of the teams ready for the penultimate event here at Secret Harbour. Just as the sun breaks through the crowds ever so slightly, you can see the flags, the Sunsmart flags and the Surf Lifesaving WA flags still blowing pretty hard in the breeze. Final instructions being given to the competitors here. So exciting days racing. I hope you've enjoyed it watching it at home or as part of any of our highlights packages. We'll shortly be up at the Secret Harbour Surf Lifesaving Club for our presentations today.
Yeah, so the first runner's just getting organised there for the youth Cameron. And as I said before, they'll be handing over to the board. Or actually maybe the board's first. So just depends on the order that we're running with today. But 4 competitors, 2 males, 2 females for each team. And a great race, a great test of the depth for these clubs. So board paddlers there, can be a male, can be a female, it doesn't matter. It's up to each club to put their best teams forward, depending on where their strengths are with the females or the males. So board paddlers are on the line there. Runners are getting set and taken down to their finish area. And let's see how we go with this start. So in the middle, not a lot of waves. And these are young kids. They might have been around already in the Ironman or Ironwoman. So we'll see who's already tested the conditions.
So you can see from our Sunsmart drone cam, you can see reasonably even start. But it looks like one of the Trig Island teams are getting nicely through the first of the breaks. So the mixed Cameron relay, the final, straight through to the final. Big wave comes through there and gives everyone a little bit of a bash around. All about surf technique for these young guys. Don't necessarily generate the power as they head out through the waves. Important to get through in one piece, stay upright, stay on the board, get through, and then get out onto the slightly calmer water and get themselves back in through that wave zone. This is the mixed Cameron relay as part of the Sunsmart WA Surf League.
So you can see these board paddlers as they're making their way out. Even though the waves aren't big, just that little chop, and a lot of these competitors being a little bit smaller, as the nose goes over, the wind catches it and can sometimes flip them over. Most of the field's out, few more to get through this bank, but those competitors in the lead just going around that first yellow can, through the second can, there's still a fair bit of work to do. But as I said, this wind's increasing and it's really challenging these younger competitors, which is good because they'll learn from every race they go in. So just a reminder, the board paddlers are up first, and then they'll get met by a runner who will do the run course and hand over to the swimmer, who at the end of theirs, hand over to the runner. So 2 chances for runners here. And as I said, it's 2 males and 2 females from each team. And it's up to clubs to manage where their strengths are and whether they put a male or female in. But all out now in the board. And this field's pretty well spread out with the first 2 or 3 competitors out there. Probably about a boy length lead. So we're probably talking about 40, 50 metres. They'll get the first of their run, and their swimmers are going to have clean water to really just finish off this youth Cameron.
So True, just watching on our beautiful overhead shots from the drone. You can see those 2 youth competitors have gone through. So Trig Island well represented there as always. And as you picked, look for Trig to push through as they always do in the team events. So great shots from overhead. You can see the 2 young guys are now into the wave zone with a pretty significant lead. And they make their way back in now through the wave zone. So all looking for a run now.
Yeah, and so that looks like it might be Jules Friedney there in the lead. Just pulling onto this little tiny run. He didn't have the best board paddle, so I know he really wants to make amends for that, joined by Mullaloo there. Now, the trick here is going to be, when does the board paddler hand over to the runner? Does the runner go deep? Do they stay nice and shallow? It really does make a big difference, and you'll see these guys will hit the beach neck and neck. It'll come down to where that runner's tagged and how they hand over to their swimmer. But City of Perth and Mullaloo first and second there, soon to hand over to a run. Really close racing for the youth Cameron.
Sure is, and the drone cam, the overhead shot looks fantastic up here, Grant True, as the tag is made. So the tag is made, so Mullaloo scream through. City of Perth right there as well. So a couple of the runners there, the fast runners, True, they hand over, a couple of the sprinters. And we go into the swim now. Very exciting and looks absolutely beautiful here at Secret Harbour from the overhead shot. Trig Island in shot now, make their way around to the cam. We look for Trig to be very strong in these events. Lots of fun for the juniors, hey, Truey, in this particular event today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the swimmers going out, you probably can't see it on the footage, but Mullaloo stayed to the left and gone pretty much straight out. City of Perth has headed far right. And I think there's actually a bit of a rip there just off to the right. So these conditions with these wind and the swells move around all the time. It's sometimes a bit of a gamble. As a swimmer or a board paddler, you've got to just have faith in your own decision. Make a decision is really important, and then just back yourself all the way in. It's still neck and neck. City might have the better line. Just going to have to see how far Mullaloo need to come back up at that last turn. But just about everyone's in. 2 more to go, and that final run might make a big difference today.
So very exciting. So just waiting on the final couple of guys to hand over and head out into the water. Really tough conditions, isn't it, for these young guys? But they love it. Lots of fun, lots of adventure, lots of excitement out there. As a cot handover, go out into the water. A lot of the competitors talked about how tough it is, but how enjoyable it is. It's a real adventure out there in the water today. Scarborough handover now, and they head out into the water.
Yeah, and so look, as I said, this drift and wind playing a big part here. Mullaloo, I think, might have got a really good line there, and they've come straight out on their can. So that little gambles pay dividend for them. I think it's Trig Island and City of Perth, maybe up into second and third on the far right there. They're going to hit this can all at once. You know what? We've got senior competitors down here getting ready for the senior teams race. They're watching what's going on with this drift and working out what their plans are. So neck and neck, and we've seen this swell and the chop play a big part all day. Best swimmer with the best surf skills is going to take this out today.
All converging on the main can and now, Truey. So the swimmers are out. I reckon Trig Islands, I think it's Jarvis Karen. He is a gun, isn't he? And I think he's pushed through there. So really good to watch. Really exciting viewing today. We're looking from the drone can for people watching at home, the Sunsmart drone can. And great vision that we've got all day from out there on the water from our drone. And some good, strong swimming. That, as we've seen before, Truey, often a good, strong swimmer gets a little bit of a lead at this point. We saw this happen to Soraya Lee in the open women's swimmer and then just got overhauled as a wave came through in the wave zone. But I guess if you are a strong swimmer out in front, there's no other way. You just got to try and go as hard as you can.
Yeah, X1 might break, but look, at this stage, it could be that a wave comes from the back and held that. And so looks like he might be able to just kick onto that last one, get a little bit of assistance, head down. I reckon that's that race wrapped up, 4th and 5th. So look at these runners getting their legs ready. Trig Island have got plenty of time to spare. But the other 4 teams, it's going to be a great finish. Hopefully we can get it called from down on the beach. It's going to be neck and neck. And you watch these runners story.
Yeah, here goes Trig Island. But as you say, the race is on for second. Trig Island will win this today. Big Trig Island. Here we go. Race on for second. Boys and girls. Northcott up strongly in the to go. City of Perth comes in third.
Last little wave. Could have gone horribly wrong. But he's pulled it up and kept his head down. And done really well for a win in the Youth Cameron.
And I'm down here with Callum Parsons from Trig, who's had a bit of a win. Callum, well done, mate. How old are you?
13.
And what's it like being training mates? Who's your coach?
My coach is
Dave.
Yeah.
No, he's second, though. Danger of rain. Pro today, the Ocean Man Relay. So all the
and one competitor in each of the 2 males, 2 females. And look, we just see Trig take out the senior one. Let me just go through this Dream and Humble. In the board, Keris Graham and Run 8 for 5 others are on their own, dominate these races, and they're in one team together. That Trig Island Red team, unless something goes horribly wrong in the surf, I reckon they're going to come away with maximum points. Also joining them today, I think we'll see the team from Cottesloe doing well. City of Perth will have a strong team in there with, I think, Max is having a swim. And some really strong female competitors. Just have to see if their male competitors can back up. But look, Trig Island Red, if you had $2 in your pocket, like you say, Simon, you'd put it all on them. So competitors just trying to stay warm here. That wind is picking up. We've seen the dark clouds come through. We actually did quite well to avoid any rain there. But that wind is just picking up and not far to go. Once the race starts, it'll be over real quick because these are short courses and these guys want to get in and out as quick as possible. This is all about club pride and all about team pride. And they want to take out the last event of the day. So big points on here. And they'll share the word about the Sunsmart Surf League with your friends. It's live on Facebook, sunsmart.com.au for all the information you need around having the garden around the pool, particularly around Christmas as the sun comes out. So
get to strut their stuff in front of a big crowd, and the sprinters heading down the beach, heading down towards the flags tree. You've got the shot down there. What can you see?
Yeah, all I can see is Mullaloo absolutely destroying everyone else. Already 20, 30 metres. We've seen Bernadette. She's in third position. Sorrento. So Bernadette's just coming up. I don't know where this competitor from Mullaloo has come from, but absolutely streeted the field. So I hope they know there's a long way back as they head around the black and white flags. But Mullaloo out to a lead, starting to slow down now. Might have put all his bickies in that first sprint, and we'll see if Swanbourne Nedlands can come back to give their team a good start. So Mullaloo, Swanbourne Nedlands, and then Sorrento.
So I reckon that might be Swanbourne Nedlands in seconds, Truey. So I think that's Bernadette Williams, isn't it, who won the women's run today for Swanbourne Nedlands. But yeah, Mullaloo, he's striding out. But Swanee Nedlands won't go away. How exciting is this, folks? Enjoy this. Get stuck in if you're watching at home. Very, very exciting conclusion. Truey, back to you. Very exciting down here on the beach.
Yeah, so that's Mullaloo, Swanbourne Nedlands, Northcott, and then City of Perth. So, look, I said Trig Island were going to dominate this. I don't know where Trig Island are. They've got a bit of work to do. Mullaloo in the water first with the swimmer.
Soraya Lee into the water first, mate. The gun, she is in. Swanbourne Nedlands going behind them. Great run from Bernadette Williams. Third overall today in the beach run. Second there. Soraya Lee, there she goes. She's at the front of the field, Truey. Soraya Lee.
Yeah, Simon, you might want to move. You're going to get knocked over as these big boys head into the water. And we see Trig Island now in fifth place. Jake Smith, big dive in there. Got some work to do, but look, I've got faith in them to come through. Fremantle coming around. Great start to a open Taplin. That run just adds that extra little bit of spice and makes it a little bit more balanced for the rest of the clubs.
It was great, and it was great to see Swanbourne Nedlands there. They just moved into second, so Soraya Lee still holding a lead, but they've come back to her a little bit through the bank there, but watch for her to motor out. She so strong in the open women's swim today, Truey, wasn't she? But just copped the wave on the way back in. I might grab Bernadette very quickly before she runs off. Bernadette, well run. A third and a second for you today. Great to beat the boys, hey?
Yeah, thanks. It's lots of fun.
And now tell us about your swimmer. He's gone in second. What's his name? How's he going?
His name's Callum. I think he's in his last year at high school this year, and he's just the best swimmer at our club. He's so amazing.
You're the best runner at your club. Well done today.
Thanks so much. Great event.
Bernadette Williams, there she goes. Runs in second. Back to you, Truey. You've got the overhead shot.
Yeah, so Soraya, then Jake, and then I think Wes Gould is having a swim here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then Swanbourne Nedlands just getting caught by the rest of the field, but Soraya holding on well. Now, Jake's going to come past her. If she's got her brain switched on here, she'll just get straight onto his feet, use his body mass through the water, and get a fairly good, I suppose, some assistance coming around the back of these cans. And then she also doesn't need to look up as much. So Jake Smith just taking the lead there from Soraya, but Soraya's in a great swim. And we know Jake's really good on the waves on the way in. But Soraya's still holding the lead. Jake Smith just coming up onto her left-hand shoulder. And Wes Gould back in there in third position.
Can I just say to all the competitors down here today, make sure you have a look at the highlights package and the vision, because the overhead drone shots of you guys racing today are absolutely sensational. So our production guys have done an amazing job all the people watching at home at My Beach or the highlights page, when you go home, have a look at the highlights of the live stream today. Watch yourself racing and going around, because it is amazing to watch you guys out in the waves today. Jake Smith, he loves these conditions. He's a monster out there in the water. But Soraya holding her own out there, Truey. 2 from Northcott. He's fired up after a Truey. Soraya Lee stands up now. She's had a great swim, Soraya.
Well, I think the crowd's about to go nuts, because I reckon Soraya Lee's about to stand up first after holding off Jake Smith. He's just got that last little wave. That's an amazing swim from Jake. But you have a look at Soraya. That's a fantastic swim. To not just hold that lead from the first female swimmer, but to stay so close to him. So well done. Jake Smith handing over to Trigg Island. And look, this is going to be a hard one to beat there.
I don't think it's Jake. I think it's Ben. So Ben from Trigg, and Soraya Lee hands over now. Great swim, Soraya. Well done to you from Mullaloo. Here comes Jake Smith now making his turn. Well done, Jakey. Hands over to Keris Graham. And the City of Perth guys go through. So Nikita Freydnay goes out into the water. Ben, I'm going to come up and have a quick chat to you here, mate. I know you're gasping for breath, but trying to get some points for Trigg Island. Good swim from Soraya Lee. Good swim from you.
Yeah, I saw her come over that wave at the end there. I was like, oh, God, I can't let her beat me.
Can't let her beat you, but she did have a bit of lead going in, but she is, when it comes to swimming in the waves, anything can happen, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just such a tough day out there. It's been a lot of fun, though.
Well done, Ben. I know you're gasping for breath. Well done, mate. Well done, Trigg. Thank you. So, Truey, the race goes on.
Yeah, so into the board now, and this lead's going to just jump all over the place. So Trigg Island, Mullaloo still there. Trigg Island, we see Keris making a move. Nikitas is copping a few on the lap there, and that's just dropping back. But we'll try and get some names here in a minute. But it's still neck and neck. So Trigg, Mullaloo, and then City of Perth. Don't forget, there's still a ski after this. So this race is not over by any chance.
Kai Marquetta goes in for Secret Harbour, the young star. Soraya Lee, I'm just going to have a quick chat to you. Good swim. Knocked a few of the boys off today.
Oh, no, I went in first and I was like, oh, great, they're going to catch me now. But then I was lucky enough to get a wave, so that was good.
Bit of an adventure out there today, hey? You enjoying it?
I wouldn't say enjoying. I'd say it's challenging, but it's fun to try out new conditions because we're so used to the flat.
Great day, isn't it? The WA Surf League and your team, Mullaloo, had a good day.
Yeah, we've had a really good day. We've got 2 teams, which is so good. Great to see all the young guys coming up and having a go. So, yeah, it's really fun.
Well done. Thank you, Soraya.
Thank you.
Soraya Lee, one of the stars of the competition, had a good swim there today. And Truey, back to you for our camera shots.
Yeah, so Trigg Island 1 and 2 out the back there. We just saw Keris fly through the field there and take the lead. So we know she's a fierce competitor. And we know that, look, she really wants points. But just look at these 2 Triggs competitors dominating the rest of the field. And then back to Mullaloo and then City of Perth. So just some big chops there hitting these girls. So they need to keep their balance. That's a great shot to show you how strong this wind is. Every stroke they take, there's a big spray. And look, they're laying down, but it's still going to be tippy out there. So lots of work to do. And looking forward to seeing how these ski paddlers go with these really big runs. First run there for Trigg Island. And again, if they're lucky, it'll turn into a wave.
And just looking down there on the start line. So Dan Hummel good to go. Jack from City of Perth, Birdie there as well. So we're not far away from seeing the big guys go in. And should be pretty exciting, pretty spectacular. I always say the start of the men's and women's ski is the specky bit of any surf carnival, any WA Surf League. But this should be pretty exciting too as they hand over. So.
Yes, I think that might be Meg Warren there in second place now for Trigg Island, just popping down. Keris has got that run, so she gets to have a breath. And don't forget, she's still got to run around. So Meg's just pulled on there. She'll be resting the legs, probably pull over here. 1-2, great racing there. And it's going to come neck and neck up into this lead. So we might have Fergus there. Morgan, I think, is paddling in the second Trigg team. He almost won the States last year. And Steve Bird there didn't get a chance to paddle today, so it's going to be game on. But Keris up in first position, Meg from Trigg Island, and they're going to be handing over to Dan, and I think...
Fiancé to fiancé there, Truey, so away they go.
Yeah, that's right. So Trigg Island 1 and 2, City of Perth probably into second, and Jack Reddy with a bit of work. But again, these waves and these chops, anything can happen.
So Josh Windsor's gone in as a second. Trig paddler out there now. So Dan Humble in the lead. Josh Windsor in second. Big Jack goes out from the City of Perth now as well. Good work from the Trig guys and girls. Not a word exchange between Keris Graham and Dan Humble, even though they're getting married next week. Draw your own conclusions there, Trui.
Yeah, so it's probably a fair bit of pressure on Dan just as we see him get hit there. The two Trig Island guys getting hit, getting kept back. This has opened up a very narrow window for Jack Reddy there, who's just had clean water. Now he's got one to go. Dan is out just about. If this hits Dan, it's going to be game on, and we're back to an even race. So
Yeah,
really good racing there. Trig Island, City of Perth.
Yeah, good work from Jack, as you said, Jack Reddy, and he just managed to get his way through that a second more dangerous wave. Kai Marketo's just handed over Secret Harbour. Joshy Windsor on the southern side of the course. Dan Humble in the middle there, the big gun. This is the exciting part of any ski race, True, isn't it? Across when we get to see them from side on going across the apex, and then they'll power across. Normally where Dan Humble does his best work, going across the top there. Ethan Jackson from the City of Perth has been handed the ski from Nikita Freidenay in the City of Perth. Let's keep bringing them through. Every point counts here for the clubroom presentations. Humble around the top, Truey.
Yes.
Joshy Windsor in second.
Yeah, so Josh and Dan here just working together. Dan's just got his nose ahead, and look, I think from here.
But good work from Joshy Windsor as well. Stayed with the best in the business. Dan Humble, he's had a good day, hasn't he, Truey? He's always spectacular to watch. Always a great rep for his club. Here come the guys from Swanbourne, Netherlands, making their changeover. The winner of the beach run heads out there now, Truey. Dan Humble, folks, from Trig Island Surf Club. Give him a big cheer. Joshy Windsor right behind him.
Yeah, well done to Trig Island. Dan finishing that off. Josh into second and Jack into third position. So Dan Humble, president of Trig Island as well. So he's busy getting married, he's busy training, and he's busy running a surf club. So I don't know how he's got time to do anything else.
Saves a few lives out there too in his day job as well, Dan. So ticks all the boxes. And we might have a chat to Joshy Windsor today, I reckon, because Dan gets a fair bit of the microphone. So nice work. Let's see if we... It's Joshy Windsor. Well done, mate. You went out with Dan Humble, and but he goes all right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good, hey?
Your own form, happy with that as Steve Bird crosses the line for Northcote. Your own form?
Sorry?
Your own form. You don't know what I mean. How are you going, Josh?
Oh, yeah, good. I mean, I beat Dan out the back, so that's pretty good.
I'm not sure that you did, but that's okay. Hey, mate, big day for the club. Really good finish to the day. Lots of atmosphere down here. It goes all right, this WA Surf League, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Weather's not great, but it's a good day of racing.
Well done, mate. Good on you, Josh Windsor. Well done from the WA, from the Trig Island Surf Club. And bit going on down here, Truey. A lot of people G'ing up their mates down here, as is always the case in any surf club. It can be a tough room, Truey, for commentators and competitors alike. Still got competitors coming in. Back to you, Truey.
Yeah, last of the competitors there, we see Ethan Jackson on screen there running around with his paddle. Super calm, super cool. But look, as far as getting G'd up, I'm just glad it's not me for a change. So well done to those guys for keeping each other honest. So that's the last race today for round one. It's just gone past 4 minutes past 1 over in WA. And we're seeing on screen the youth mixed Cameron relay results. Northcote into second position, which was a good effort. City Red into third, and Mullaloo Blue into fourth. So last of the competitors, Troy Baird there, just spinning that nose round. Looks like he did that on purpose. Probably did. And he'll finish that off for Mullaloo. Sorrento coming in. Swanbourne, we saw them off to an early lead, just finishing off that paddle. And then that will wrap up round one for the 2019-20 Surf League.
Yes, well done, True. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said to all of the coaches, managers, spectators and competitors, make sure you have a look at mybeach.com.au. Go and look for the results. Go and look for the highlights, because you're not going to believe how good you guys have looked in competing today with all the drone shots, the beach shots. It's been an amazing day of wind and surf and adventure. A mix of challenge and adventure, and you guys look great on screen today. Well done to Swanbourne Netherlands. They cross the line now. Our first winner of the day from Swanee Netherlands crosses the line now from the 2K beach run. We'll be up in the club rooms very shortly for our final presentation. Well done, everyone. Well done to all of our officials and marshals. The surf club movement still very strong here in Western Australia, setting the benchmark with the WA Surf League. Well done to all concerned, and we'll see you up in the Secret Harbour club rooms very shortly. Still plenty of results ticking through from our final event on our screen at mybeach.com.au and in our highlights packages. And a great day's racing down here at Secret Harbour. We bring in our final competitor from the day's racing, from Freo, I think, and making your way into the finish line here on the sands of Secret Harbour.
Yeah, so Simon, last of the competitors there, and in a minute we're going to see I think the final point scores for today. So as you all know, watching from home or on the beach, we're going to have the final point scores up. So each of these rounds counts as a separate round, and we're looking forward to seeing which team. So we saw last year City of Perth take out all 3 rounds. Trig Island pushed them a lot. And but again, look, I think today it's probably going to be coming from the City Red team or Trig Island Red, turning into a bit of a arch nemesis for each other as they keep battling each other. We saw in the first year Northcott take out one of the rounds, and again we're looking forward to seeing the point score today. So we're going to be doing the presentations very soon from the beach, I believe, and as soon as we've got those points, we will bring them down to you. So Simon, just as we do,
you'd pay an entry fee any day of the week to go and see him, wouldn't you? And he was fantastic today. Was my highlight. I thought Swanbourne Netherlands were really impressive too in the beach run to kick off today's event. So well done to Swanbourne Netherlands for putting in a great performance today. We are not far away from our presentations. I think having Jackson Simons with us today in commentary today was pretty spectacular. I'm not always completely sure I understand what Jackson Simons is talking about. He's got that sort of sprinter kind of way of talking, Truey. I don't know, they live in a different universe, the sprinters, don't they? But having Jacko around was a real highlight. He is a superstar, and I can't wait to see him back racing, but he was a real addition to the commentary crew today.
Yeah, so look, it was good. It's always good to interview crew after the races and the competitors, just to see what they're thinking. And look, we can watch and we can sort of try and work out what they're thinking and what they're doing. But it's not until you hear it from their own voice how puffed they are and what they're thinking through each of the races. So look, we're not far away from having the final points up, and as soon as we've got them, we'll let everyone know. As I said, look, City and Trig, they're going to be going head and head for these points, and I know there's a lot of pride placed on this. So again, don't forget, round 2, we're doing into February, and so February is round 2, March is round 3.
Yeah.
And look, I know we're not probably going to have the same surf, but Scarborough is known as a surf break, so I hope we get to see the same conditions.
I know a few people were apprehensive about the surf today and about the breeze, True, but I think it added a lot to our coverage. Look at that overhead shot there. You can see the shot on screen now on mybeach.com.au, the Sunsmart drone. You can just see how strong those flags are being blown today. The wind over 30 kilometres an hour now, but I think it really added to it today. Challenging for all the officials. Thanks to the coaches, the age group managers, all the volunteer officials as well. We will have our results on the screen very, very shortly.
Yeah, so don't forget, make sure you share this. I think this you'll still be able to watch this as a bit of a replay on Facebook and via the various YouTube sites. So make sure you share this around. As Simon said, make sure you have a look when you get home. You get to watch your own race, watch your family's race, and friends, and share this with friends over east and overseas. So it's a great production here. The beach is amazing. Secret Harbour's just turned it on. As I said right at the start today, it is one of my favourite beaches in Western Australia. It always delivers. And we saw, just like Wes Gould said, similar surf conditions. Similar type water as what we see over in Kurrawa, for where a lot of the Aussie titles are.
Now, Truey, we are going to announce the order of the presentations today. We won't have a presentation because of the windy conditions down here, and a lot of the teams have left. But we can announce in 5th place, City Beach Black with 218 points. Mullaloo with 229. North Cottesloe, good day for North. So Trig Island in third with 234 points. North Cottesloe, really good day, 238 points. So these are just raw results, and City Red take it out. How many points there, Troy?
Yeah, so 283. So 285. So that's a real dominant performance there. But yeah, you're right. Northcott sneaking back into the top two. I know they'll be really happy about this. They're, apart from City, they're the only other club that's won one of these trophies, taken that around. So again, they'll be very happy with that. So Trig Island third, and Mullaloo, big movers there. I reckon they're probably one of the big improvers from last season into this season. But again, the cookies go to City Red today, then Northcott, and then Trig Island Red.
See that on the screen now, City of Perth Red with 285 points. Behind them, though, well, you've got a matter of, so from 5th through to 2nd, it's only a matter of 20 points. So really, really close competition for 2nd. Well done to City of Perth. Well done to all the coaches and administrators with the City of Perth. But as you say, Mullaloo really good, North Cottesloe really good as well. Those boats so important to record a good event, aren't they? And Trig, I reckon Trig Island Red will be pretty happy with that, despite not having the dominance or the performances in the boats. They've been really good on the water today. So well done to Trig Island and to all the coaches involved. City of Perth Red, 285 points, the winner of round 1.
Yep, so I think that's just about us done, Simon. It's been a pleasure again. As you said, well done to the coaches and the officials, and probably the unsung heroes today, the water safety, who have been out there getting smashed in this wind and the surf all day. They've done a great job.
Yeah, they have. Thank you. On behalf of our co-commentators, Jackson Simons on the Sprint events, on behalf of Grant True, Simon Beaumont and myself, thank you for being part of the WA Surf League Round 1. Follow us online, mybeach.com.au. We look forward to seeing you round 2 in February at Scarborough Beach. Have a great afternoon. I hope you enjoyed the WA Surf League.